since 2003. Chains of eateries which is suited for the family and offering authentic South and North Indian cuisine. Of course, as you know, right, it's a prata place, so it specializes in live station for the prata with a wide variety of prata, and also known as its ultimate series prata from the kosong to the murta burger, if I mentioned that right. Okay, murtabak, so murta burger. And it's also a halal caterer, so this prata variety can be made to order at special events. Now, Gunalan doesn't struggle to be at every event. He doesn't have to be present and every outlet at all times. He entrusts his team members to ensure that many things from the operating the outlets to running the various events runs well, giving him plenty of time for business development. So he is, for the big picture is, he is not someone who micromanage. He does the macro managing, and that will give a lot of leeway, a lot of empowerment for staff to run his outlet. And today, Mr. Gunalan is presenting on how he leveraged on his team to make the impossible a breeze. So how did he actually trust the staff? What does it take to trust the staff to run the business? Why don't we just say hi to Mr. Gunalan here? Mr. Gunalan, thank you for being with us.
Hi.
Thank you. It's good to see you. You are just as good looking as as the picture.
Thank you. So do I just start or?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Oh, okay, so sorry. Okay, the topic I was given first is my audit friend. Just to give some background of how I know Fazluddin. So we worked together. I think he joined us a few months after I joined, and then he stayed on as an accountant, and obviously I'm doing prata. So that's how we connect back. And the topic given for the day was how you leverage on your team to make the impossible a breeze. I think breeze is too comfortable a word. I wouldn't call it a breeze. You still have a lot of work, but it makes it a lot easier. So when we say team, to me, what my team is, there's a physical team, which is my my partners, my PWDs, people with disability, and machines. I call machines my partners as well, because they reduce my workload by a lot. Okay, so in this team, why do we have partners? This is how I started to make my life a lot easier by starting with this partnership concept. So we started in 2003. We were running our outlets for a few years and tried to develop managers, this and that. But along the way, as we tried to expand, we always failed. We were close back. We tried a few stalls here and there. We failed. We come back. Then when we finally opened the outlet at Jalan Tua Kong in the east, we came up with an idea that we'll get a former staff who's been with me for about 5-6 years, very reliable. He knows what Springleaf stands for. He knows the ins and the outs. And then we made him a partner. So I funded the first shop where he still gets his last drawn salary, and we started sharing profits with him. So we give 10% of profits. And then from second year, 20, from third year onwards, he gets 30% of profits. So this meant that he had a lot of skin in the game, and therefore he will not be so careless with the business. Not say our other managers were careless, but this was my way of rewarding them as well. So that was my first step towards reducing my workload. And then we had a central kitchen, so that we can start to operate from one place, so that you don't need a cook at every outlet. So from your central kitchen, all your curries can go out, but the prata and your gorengs are made fresh, like your thosais. But the curries can be made at your kitchen and sent out. If you all have any questions, just ask me, because I'm comfortable with that. So even in the central kitchen, over time, what we realized is there's a lot of staff changing over. So we started to hire PWDs, people with disability. it takes a long time to train them, but once they are trained, they don't really like to leave the place. But it takes about 9 months to train them. So I earlier heard some people were mentioning that labor is a big problem. I think the second person was saying that like he wants to expand, but he can't get people. So I always believe to expand, you need machineries. And if you can get a certain group of people who don't like to leave you. So PWDs fitted that bill for us. So actually 70% of Springleaf's prata dough is made by people with disability. So that's something we're very proud of. And machines. I love machines. Machines don't break down. I mean, they break down once in a long time. Even then, you have 24-hour coverage from the companies to come down by the next day to fix it. So machines do not replace people. They make people's life easier. And our government is so good at giving grants. You know, this year was 80%. I think next year is 70% of machine cost. So I think that's something you guys should look to tap into, because machines will really make your life so much easier. Like we just got a automated teh tarik and kopi machine, and it's 18,000, but about 70% is covered by government. So you pay about 4,000-5,000, but then you can get a Singaporean trying to work on the machine, because it's not as difficult to work on the machine after that. So machines are something like I really like a lot. And other things like you want to be very human with your staff. You want to understand them, treat them like family, bring them out for regular lunches, know them, know their family, so that you connect at a different level. So when they ask you something, oh, okay, she has a kid at home, so she has a problem, she wants to work from home. You don't always have doubts in your head, like, are they trying to makan me or something, We as bosses sometimes we are always skeptical of our staff. So sometimes it's good to give them the trust first. And then I've always felt that when we treat them with respect, we get a lot more back than when we just treat them like another number. I need 4 staff, and we don't interact with them more. Other things that I look at is quality over quantity. I always feel quality work is much more important than how long they are there. So, some people can be here for 12 hours, 14 hours, but not much work gets done. So be productivity driven, have numbers, like we have a standard 1 hour, 300 pratas need to be flipped. Now that's a good prata man. Anything lower, he's not so productive. And then anything higher, he's a Superman. So I better be super nice to him, maybe. And things like that. So we're like even trying to come up with a tracker, where we give him 3 trays and then he starts his work. So if you've got a very, very good staff, reward him accordingly. Sometimes you always find fault with the slow ones, but we don't pat them on the back when they've done above average job. Sometimes I'm guilty of this also at times. So, but now we have partners, so the partners manage that. Other things, I always believe it's okay to fail. That's something that we like to impart to the staff as well. It's okay to get it wrong. Personally, touch wood, I haven't failed in Springleaf, but my father has gone through bankruptcy. So we learned a lot from there. Like I was 11, 12 years old. We had to come into the shop. And we have to do extra work. But from there, we also learn, I think Singapore's favorite word now, resilience. but more importantly, it's like, it's okay to fail, just don't give up, get up again. Like someone, I think Zahra was saying she lost some contract. So, we just have to reinvent and find our ways to see how else we can get something else back. And this environment of failing should be inculcated in the workplace itself. Like, it's okay to fail. If you get it wrong, it's okay. We learn from the mistakes, we sit down, we analyze. But I always drive one point is you don't repeat the mistake. If you repeat the mistake, you see the monster. Because once it's okay to do wrong, second time maybe okay, but third time means sure kena hantaman. So that's my philosophy, and that's what they also know. Sometimes when they make a mistake again and again, they will come to me and say, I'm sorry, this is my fault. It should not have happened. And that's something I appreciate a lot. And the other thing that I like to finish off with, actually, I'm not a very good speaker, so I just keep to ramble off. The other thing that I like to do is I always tell them, keep your eyes open. We are a restaurant, so I always say either we innovate or we imitate. We see something, some restaurant doing something very nice or very good, I say take a picture. You know, even like some places I've seen dustbins. The dustbin is created in such a way that it's just different and interesting. So I just take a picture, then I'll talk to my guys. I say, can we implement this in our shop? Similarly, now my guys also are in the habit of taking photos, you know, whatever they see interesting, like even an interesting menu, they'll take a picture and send over. Then we'll discuss. We discuss monthly. We see whether, you know, anything can move sales up, things like that. So the most important thing that I believe in is change is the only constant. So keep that as the main philosophy. Like, you know, you have this, you're on a comfortable path, then something will come and derail you a bit. Life is like that. So when it does happen, just be ready for that change and see how we can adapt. That's all I have to say. I hope you have learned something. If not, I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't worry. I think you're doing very well. You're just, I think you are a very shy person.
A bit worse.
Okay, now, in order to let my friends ask you questions, I think they are just of your breed, same shy group of people. I want to talk about, you know, people with disabilities where you took 9 months to train them, right? How does you contain your quality and your productivity? I'm very sure that during the training months you spend a little bit more on training. Does that about a year or so you spend a little bit more to make sure that the training goes well? And do you change your central kitchen's infrastructure to accommodate people with disabilities? What are the things you have to do, the investment that you have to do for this?
So we were fortunate. We did not have to change any of our machines. We did not have to change because it was already productivity driven and it was suitable for them. But having said that, if you need to do changes to your environment, there is a government grant. They give up to $20,000 per person with PWD. If you need to make a change, like let's say you need to make a stage so that it's more easier for them to work, the government subsidizes you up to $20,000 to make that change. So that's the thing that you don't have to worry about. Like now our dough machines are big, so we're thinking of changing it into smaller machines so that it's more comfortable for them to work. So we have like 6 people in the dough room, so that's up to $120,000 of grant available to make that change. And we work with the ARC, the Autism Resource Center. So what they do is in the first 3 to 6 months, they send a trainer, and the trainer is with us every day. So he actually holds hand, and then we meet him once a week, and then we update each other. And then our dough room has a supervisor. And the most important thing is your staff, your existing staff need to believe that it's a good thing that we are doing with the PWDs. If they don't believe that and they are just looking at productivity numbers, this system may not work for you because it takes patience, it takes effort. I'll give you an example. I have a guy who will, on the hour, almost accurate, every hour on the hour, he will go out, he will shout, he will jump, and then after 2 minutes, he'll come back in like nothing happened and works.
Or
so,
you mean he has a meltdown?
Initially, it's like a meltdown, but after that, you know, that's his routine. This is his biasa program. So
okay.
every hour, every 2 hours, he needs a break. He goes out, he shouts, he will just jump, and then he will come back. And so, he continues his work. So you have to get used to this. Your staff also will get used to it. If they have empathy, I feel they will get it done. And after they've been with us almost 3 to 4 years now, so you know they are doing the things right. If they can push out 70% of my dough, they have to be doing something right. And you have to be accommodating as well, because a lot of them do 4-hour shifts only. So it means you have a lot more people to work with as well. So it's not as easy as like getting a normal able-bodied person.
So a partnership with PWD is something that we can explore provided we are mentally ready for the challenges.
Yes, yes, you have to be. Like we have recently opened a new restaurant called the Pronto Prata, where only one of my chefs is there. The rest of them are all people with disability. I think it was featured in the news, the Surya news. So that one we lose money, but it's just something that personally I like. So we've been doing it since April, but we've been losing money, and it takes a lot of patience. So I think the things that were featured there was the automated mee goreng machine. So you just drop in your ingredients and the machine does the rest. So your PWDs can do all these things. They can sit down, they can pre-measure your mee goreng like 200 grams, sayo so many grams, and then they put it into the respective trays, and then the machine takes over and cooks it for you. Similarly, our tea and coffee machine, it's operated by machines. So they help, and the machines help as well.
I think it is a good investment. I think it will come, the returns will come with that.
Yeah.
Okay, out of these 25 people that we have today, do we have any other questions? Zahra said, thank you for the collaboration with the PWD. This coming from a mom with autism. Oh, okay, so thank you, Madam Zahra. I have one more question. You did mention that there was a part where you want to go for expansion. You open and you close, you open and you close, and that's when you lose the money. But how did you move the step forward? Usually when we lose our money, it's like losing a football game. You just lose your morality. How do you actually assume back your morality? Where did you find the money to move that step forward again?
Okay. When you fail, it's painful. It's very painful, but I think it's in my nature not to get downtrodden or whatever by these things. Even if I have to close my shop today, I'll just say, okay, I have a happy family. I have my wife, I have my 2 kids. I have my accountancy to fall back. Probably Faz can give me a simple job. I can still live happily, you know. So I've always seen life as that. And then from whatever we make, we keep saving some for our retirement and all. So because I've been through a bankruptcy, I think I'm more game to try things and fail. Like I said, I always ask my staff, dare to fail. It's okay. You fail, you must make sure you get up again. That's the most important thing.
You make it easy. You make it sound like it's a breeze, but I know it's a very tough experience that you have to go through. So, who's your punching bag?
I think my poor staff in the first few years, and the wife and the family. So one of the important things is my wife gave me an ultimatum. She said, "You want to try Prata? You go in. I give you 2 to 3 years. I must get my Saturday Sundays back." So I took about 5 years. So she was willing to wait, but I don't work on weekends now. So in a way, it's good to be lazy. If you're lazy, you try to come up with solutions, but do not compromise on your quality or your service standard. So you try to find other ways to make sure that you don't work the weekends. So I have my partners to do that now.
One last question from you. So besides, you say reward good stuff, and we all knew that has to happen. So besides the monetary rewards, what are the other kind of rewards that you actually shower your staff with, the good ones especially?
Okay, I think something that we're very proud of is we have a staff retreat every year. Last 2 years, this year and last year don't have, of course, but the year before that, we brought all of our staff, about 50 plus, to Batam for a 3-day holiday. So those are the ways that, and then, like I said, talk to them, know their families, know their kids, know their difficulties. I think you don't just treat them as staff. Then to me, it's very mechanical. So I always encourage my partners to do the same. This year, we brought in a HR staff as well. So she interacts with them as well to find out. So we talk to the staff without the partners as well, because some partners are stricter, some have different philosophies. So we try to manage from HQ side as well now to intervene and see whether he needs to go for a different style of management or courses as well, so that say, hey, Bang, you are too fierce. This does not work in our place. Maybe you need to do some other changes. So we try not to work whole hand with the partners too much, but when it's necessary, we do it. So that's one of the things that's very important. Have a heart, have empathy, feel for them, just like we go home shack, they also go home tired. So that's important. I put in 18-hour shifts before for the first 2 years. So I know how tiring it is. So feel that for them as well.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Gunalan. And I think if you have any other questions for, he needs a drink. So, if you have any questions for Mr. Gunalan, and if you want to support Prata Pronto, please do so. And if you have any questions, you can raise the questions to him in private, or raise your questions to Ashura or Mira or Ahmad Shahid, where they can relay to Mr. Gunalan. But for now, let's give a big round of applause to Mr. Gunalan. Thank you for being with us. I am more than grateful that we are able to speak to you finally in person. Thank you to Faz for bringing.
Thank you for having me.
No, we are really, it's such a delight to know that the person behind the Prata Place is actually a very good person.
So
Yeah, a man with a heart. Okay, talking about a man with a heart, up next we have someone who's also in the consumer and the food business, someone who has a heart, someone who has a lot of PR skills, very likable. A lot of people like him. Everybody wants to get closer to him, but I think people want to get closer to him because he is nice to begin with. Now, let's have a quick sharing with Dr. Abdul Malik Hassan on his HR journey and why he has this love index that everybody would love to be part with. Dr. Malik.
Hi, Assalamualaikum semua. Yes. You guys can hear me, eh?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Guna, how are you, Guna?
Mr. Guna, you're on mute.
You're mute.
I don't Zoom often. I'm very good, thank you.
How's the
Hope you're
family?
doing well.
How's the family? The family okay? All right. Okay, I know Guna also. I know their family. They got both brands, Casuarina, Springleaf, and they are very die-hard fan of Liverpool fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not you, Guna.
Sorry, I'm a Everton fan.
Alamak. Salah. Okay.
Only one
one,
black sheep in the house.
No wonder you go Springleaf. Okay. All right. Okay, let me I don't want to touch on HR so much because all the company, they have their individual HR. I just want to say that actually when you want to open a company, every company must have their own DNA. Yes, I believe that's what I believe. You must know your own self. It's not about that product. Yes, not like me. I want my nasi lemak product to sell to everybody. But what kind of DNA of yourself, your character, you want to bring your character to your staff. So from your character, you blend with your staff character. So you cannot change every of your staff, your style of working. You must ask them, discuss with them, must like play kite, tolak tarik. And you must know how to do it with them, because because we are not brothers and sisters, but we love them to be like a family. So no matter how in a company, if you want to open a company, I always tell a lot of people, believe in your own DNA. What kind of your DNA, bring forward what kind of character of yourself to the nasi lemak. Like for me, to my nasi lemak. And create nicely and make sure all the, like, you don't pour all your negative vibes to the nasi lemak and to the customers. Sell everything positive thing to the nasi lemak. And I always believe in giving to the staff. Let them give their own ideas. But the second part that I'm going to say is, you must be firm of your structure of your company. You believe in what their ideas, but you must structure first. When they come in, okay, you don't ask them when, okay, let's say someone come and interview to and ask you about job. You don't ask them what you can do for what can you do for the company. No, you don't ask them that. That's what I believe. You must tell them, okay, my company is like this, like this, like this, like this. I want to be like this in 5 years. I want to do, you structure everything. Structure, you tell them, I want to grow. This is how we like for me, we will expand it. We want to go target at 100. We want to target at 50, or we want to go overseas at this year, or what. We will tell them first. Then we let them go for training, for training, and then we look at them. Then we will discuss with them. So first, I believe is you must see your DNA of yourself. Second, you must structure and make them love the process of your structure. Make them love. It's like a man tackle a woman. So you tackle a woman, you don't expect that woman to really love you 100%. You should have 50% loving you, or 10% still not sure about you. So you must make that love to them, show them this is my character, this is how I do it. Then you bring them to you. Structure your character to her, and she will automatically structure back to you. So that's the part that I'm not, and was always do to my staff. And the third part that I was thinking is I always believe in giving. I have 45 outlets, alhamdulillah, and all the outlets, I don't tell my staff that in charge that outlet belongs to me 100%. I told them this outlet belongs to you. You take care like it's yours. Because at the end of the month, if you have your target, you have your benefits. Yeah. So I will always make them as a boss of the outlet. Yes, I am the person, the boss of the nasi lemak, but I never tell them that this outlet is mine. I said this outlet is yours. You run it. You run it like it's yours. That's how I create. This how I create their trust in this process lah. And the fourth thing that I always believe, like how Guna told you guys just now, that always treat them as a family, no matter how, because they have their own problem, they have their own family problem. You must listen to them. If you cannot do that, you ask your managers, your supervisor to talk to them. Then they will come. They will come to us. Then we talk. Let them. If you cannot settle, if the supervisor cannot settle, the manager will settle. The manager cannot settle, the operation manager will settle. Operation director will settle. The director will settle. Then we will come down and talk. That's what. Because once they feel that this product that they are selling is their own, means it's like their own family, they will stay there for 5 years, 10 years. Because I have staff who he's still with me for 6 years already. I got like 5 or 6, which they feel, and they are very proud. So whenever, if you realize one thing, whenever I post my Crave, I won't post like I am the one. No, I always post with my staff. I always tell them, hey, you must come. We are very proud to be in the. So must bring them in. And of course, the last one is benefits. Yes, we also do that. We also go travel with we do a lot of things. We bring out stuff to overseas, go cruise, everything. But these 2 years, sorry, cannot. So we just belanja them makan every month. Okay, that's all I can. Is any question?
Dr. Abdul Malik Hassan.
Yes, sir.
Wow, you make it sound so easy, talk here, talk there, manage, talk this, talk that. Now, but I'm very sure we all, as business owners, we have come across this issue. You have a very good staff, good output, great output, but always head on with you. The Gil nak mampus, the Gil sangat. They don't listen to you. They challenge you, but they do their work, but you cannot impart your values to them. So how do you handle a very good staff who is very hard-headed?
Okay, this is a very good question. Staff that is very
very good, tapi degil.
Good and degil is a very good staff because they will work for your company really good.
Yeah. So
that's what I believe.
Which means
so whenever they go rebel, yeah. So whenever they go rebel, they talk to me and say, "Hey, boss, you like that, they always rebel." Then what you do is, let's say example, you turn right is the right way, but he still want to go to the left. He said he still want to go. This way is better. This way, So what you do is, it's going to happen. You give him 1 week. You do it. Then you see. Then you monitor. Okay. Once he makes the mistake, they say, okay, there's a mistake, right? Okay, let's go to the right. Pull him back. Then he will feel that you make him feel malu.
But as a company owner, that's a loss of economic, right? Economically, you will lose some money.
But when it comes to money part, I won't gamble that part lah. I mean, talking about other things lah.
Other things lah. Okay.
Other things. Example. Let's say like example, the plate of nasi lemak, rice, ikan bilis. But I told them to put this position, the right position.
Yeah.
So this fella, boss, I don't want like that. I must put like this, a different style.
Yeah.
This one I said no, because that's my DNA. That's my DNA. You degil macam mana pun, degil. Okay, never mind. You don't have to serve. You go behind. You fry. So he go behind and he fry. Actually, I don't like to fry lah. I like to serve. So I said, because you don't listen on my what I want, so you have to go behind. I push him to a different place. So when he feel okay, boss, I will follow you. Then will bring him back in front. Then you serve.
Okay. So you just need to move them about lah. Just the word that I'm looking for. We need to diffuse their power a bit.
Correct. Yes, because they must know. I'm working for people. Yes, I am a good staff. I'm working for people. Always this kind of people, when they will have this kepala besar thing when they work 3-4 years, 5 years. Yeah.
Okay. Another question, right? So, as the owner of 45 outlets, you have a lot of influence over your staff and over your clients, those walk-ins. Now, but we also have staff who are very influential. How do you manage a staff that's popular among the workers? What they say goes sometimes. So how do you manage this bit, a staff who is extremely influential, so it can work both ways for you? It can go against you, it can go for you.
Okay, we always call these people the virus. We call it the virus.
Okay.
So this virus is either they will be promoted, they will be one of the supervisors or become the managers, or we will take him out.
I see.
Because the virus, in a computer, when there's the virus, you try to put firewall or everything. Kalau tak boleh jalan juga, why you keep? I'm sorry, you gotta go.
So get rid of the tumor lah.
Get rid of the virus. Yes, correct.
Okay.
You don't wait. Yeah.
Okay. So I think sounds pleasant, but I know it's not the easiest things to do, right?
Management is very susah sikit. Yeah.
I know. I think human interaction are the hardest to do. So is it okay to fire staff that doesn't go with your direction, or you reroute them somewhere until they become kind and soft enough to follow your lead?
We actually, my staff I'm not the kind of person who likes to fire people.
Okay.
But normally we will push them somewhere that you are not good enough for. Down here we will push you this way, there, here, there. If they really don't want, then we said we got no place for you. Then they the one who resign lah.
Okay, so I have a question. Taking people in, management will interview. Kicking people out, who does the dirty job? I mean, we just want to know for fun lah, Dr. Malik.
Kicking, wow.
It's like you out. Who does the job? Is it you, or is it the HR head, or is it somebody that you hire to make sure that?
So far, the one who will kick, we will refer to the HR first. We will refer to the HR. the one that we always fire them, it's not about attitude. So far we don't have that. We only have these people who steal money. There's people who steal money. We caught them stealing money. Or those who always on MC, who always like MC without reason. So they say MC, but no, nothing. That's nothing. So we just absent. Habit. Yeah. So we will give them first warning, second warning. So when come to the third warning is they will go. Then the HR will come down. We will not tell them, I will sack you. No, we will call the HR from the office to come down and talk to them. This is what happened from there. So I think you will need to leave. Because HR, they are supposed to know about the MOM rule. They are supposed to know about all this ruling and everything. So we, the supervisors and the managers, cannot say you are fired just like that. Because if let's say you fire the wrong person, and they go to the MOM, we're going to get into trouble.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. Excellent. Do you have any other questions for Dr. Malik? Not. I want to grill him some more, maybe over his food, over your nasi lemak mackerel, which don't have anymore.
Oh yeah, we now go otak, small otak.
But I mean, I was disappointed. Mackerel dah tak ada lah.
There's a few otaks. There's a few shops that still have mackerel.
Which one?
No, we only have only eight outlets that have this small otak. The rest still have.
Okay. So look for it.
You can go Adam Road. Adam Road still mackerel. Don't worry.
I will look for it. Okay, so thank you. Do you have any other questions for Dr. Malik? Feel free to ask us via our main chat, or you can question him directly. You can ask him directly. Or I would love to terrorize Mira or Ashura and also Ahmad Shahid. They will always be the best person to moderate the questions for all of us with our speakers today. Thank you, Dr. Malik Hassan. Thank you for.
You're welcome.
I've always wanted to have half your kindness so I can actually be a better person with my staff.
Let's go. Adam Road makan.
Okay, thank you. So moving on to the main subject matter for today, for Monsters of the Deep, we have our very person who has been stitching all of us together into one big fabric. Mr. Fazlin will be talking about HR Made Easy. What are the 5 elements of HR that we need to put into action? And I think importantly, to be business owners, we also need to learn on how to guide your team, how to mentor your team is something which I myself am still learning. And when you mentor your team's performance needs to be measured. And what are the difference between people born, the Gen X, the millennials, and the Gen Zs? This group of workers, this group of people born in the different decade and in era come with different sets of problems. Right? They feel entitled. They are the hard workers. They are the smart ones, but they also feel very entitled. How do you manage them in order to understand all of this to make the business runs better? Let's welcome back to Singapore first. Let's give him a happy belated birthday wish, and also let's start working from the Singapore POV. Mr. Faz, please take over.
Hello, hi, Assalamualaikum, and good evening to everybody.
Good afternoon.
Really feels great to be back. Thank you, Mr. Ali.
No problem.
All right, so I hope everybody is ready for today's HR session. But before we jump into that, I hope all of you can put on a good big smile, and let's do one impromptu photo, because just in case if any of you, I know like Guna and all that is busy, just in case if he decides to drop off, before that we already capture a photo of him first before we go. All right. Here come. Let's do one photo together, everybody. All right, 1, 2, and 3. All right, fantastic. Got it. Thank you so much, everybody. All right, so today's session is going to be on HR Made Easy Part 2. Okay, and today I'm going to explore a little bit, how to say, hot potato topics lah. Okay, but I have to really ask all of you, please keep an open mind and keep an open heart. Okay, I'm not here to bash anybody, to glorify any groups or people or what. No. Okay, it's more on to put everything down, to look at it from a from a bird's eye perspective and see what we can do as business owners to leverage on everyone's strengths, right? So you can get the best outcome for your business. That's about it, inshallah. Okay. We don't want to actually dwell on any negativities and all that. Okay. Not only do we want to be COVID negative, we also want to be not harp on the negativities in the workplace. Right. I think that's a fair statement to make. Okay. All right. So let me jump into it. Let me share my screen now. Once again. Today I'm only using only one monitor. It's a bit tough. Okay, all right, cool. So I think it's to be able to share now.
Singapore screen kecil ke?
My room is not ready yet, bro.
Oh,
So,
that's why. Okay, no worries, no worries. Take your time.
Okay, I hope all of you can see the screen. Can? Okay, awesome. So let's jump into this. Okay. All right. So as usual, how to win at today's session is basically to connect, give you 100%. Right. If you have any questions, please do ask. Okay, have an open heart and open mind. Okay, not everything's gonna be easy to just accept, right? If you have any any thoughts about it you wanna share, please do so, right? Participate fully, please. Okay, and then have some patience for you and for others as well. All of us, we all learn at different paces, so let's just give everybody a chance. All right. Also, please do enjoy, right? I hope you don't feel it's a drag or what to talk about HR. Right, I think it's very, very important. We have the right people in the office, in your shops, in your business. So let's enjoy the process. And last but not least, after today's session, please do reflect on what has been discussed and see how this can be implemented in your business. And as usual, whatever I'm going to share is always something that you can quickly sit down and start implementing after today's session, right? After each session. So please go ahead and have that great planning session after today. All right, so this is what I'm going to go through with you guys, which starts off with, putting the 5 elements of HR into action. So this is something I covered in the last session, but I'm going to go through with you on how to get it done. Okay, and when I say get it done, it means I'm going to help you by giving those who are present today in the program. I'm going to give you some resources as well. GP, right? All right, because you're going to get it free of charge, of course. So I hope you can use it and get it done for your business quickly. Also, I'm going to touch on mentoring your team, measuring performance, and last but not least, we're going to talk a little bit about hiring Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z. What's the difference and how to overcome any issues that you may face. Okay, cool. Next, let's start on getting the 5 elements of HR into action. So here, what we have, the 5 elements are basically recruitment and selection. You've seen this before in the previous sessions. Recruitment and selection, there's legalities, like all the documents and all that. There's guidance to be ready in your workplace. You need to actually make sure that your remuneration and benefits are proper. And last but not least, there should be a simple grievance mechanism in your business. Okay, these are the 5 basic elements of HR every business must have. Okay, so if you don't have this already, start working on it lah. Okay, let's jump into what you need. Okay, let's jump into what you need. One second, yeah. Right. See. So let me just open up my resources. Everybody just give me 20 seconds, yeah. Okay, thank you, Shahid, for expanding my screen on the fly. Okay, people can see. Okay, all right. So these are the things that you need to have in your business. Number 1 is recruitment and selection, right? You need to make sure that you have a proper job description. Okay, when I say a proper job description, meaning it is actually very descriptive. It is actually something which enables the person who sees it to be able to understand what they're going to be employed to do. Okay, and it is not overly detailed. I want to give you an example. Let me just move my mouse. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, Okay, so for example, if you were to hire a finance admin assistant, the kind of job scope that you need to have is something like this. So this is the kind of things that you want them to do. So you actually have a table or you have a a sheet prepared and you put in all these elements. Okay, and mind you, this is just for finance admin assistant, but for every single position that you want to hire, do this as well, because you are actually making sure that the person that you hire is going to be adequately given tasks and work to do for a full 8 hours a day, and thereby the position is justified. Okay, that is your responsibility. You need to make sure that it's done. Okay, and of course this is finance, and then I just put at the bottom here the admin part. Okay, now it looks a lot, right? Mirza already looks spooked already. Don't worry, bro. This is a lot, but it doesn't all happen in one day. Okay, so if you want to go further, you can actually put in an additional part here, somewhere here or what, in a separate column. You can indicate the recurrence, like is this daily, then or is this weekly, right? To justify the work given. Okay, so on the left side is the scope, right? And on the right side, I actually put here, this is the kind of salary that we're going to offer. Okay, and then I load up, if it's plus CPF, how much? If it's CPF plus leave plus MC, how much is it going to be? Okay, because I need these numbers ready and available at any point in time. Because when for example, when Rafsanjani, when he actually interviews someone for this position, he's not going to look at the guy and say, okay, I'm going to pay you 2,005. He's still going to think, I'm going to pay this guy 3,125. That is how much it's going to cost, because you got to put every element of the remuneration into the person's costing, right? Okay, and you're also going to break it down. If the person has a flexible schedule, break it down by per day, per hour, have it there as well, so you know the actual cost. Okay, Madam Moni, suddenly somebody decides today not to come to work and cannot give you a good reason why. Okay, and for example, this person you're paying 2,005, and based on full loading, it's actually 3,125. That person is going to cost you $148 per day of not being around, right? So these are useful stats to know. Okay, be realistic. Also indicate what kind of education that you actually expect to have for this hire as well. So don't hire someone overqualified, because then you might actually have to make sure that you pay a little bit more, right? You don't also go and hire someone underqualified, then you would have to train a lot more. Have that balance. Okay, so set your own expectations first. Experience, if you don't need one, if you don't need as much experience, means you need to train. Okay, if you do need experience, make sure you indicate the number of years and everything, right? And be fair. Don't ask for 10 years experience, right, when you don't need it. Ask for adequate experience. Shannon, what do you think, Shannon? How many years of experience do you think you would need for a reasonable engineer to be employed in your company?
If I need a engineer, there be about 2-3 years IT support experience.
Awesome. Right. So for 2 to 3 years, the person will be able to quickly start work without much issues, right? In a sense.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. So that's what I mean. So have a reasonable expectation. And then others, if you have any other requirements, right, you also indicate there as well. Okay, who gets this? It's actually you. It's actually prepared for you. Not yet for the applicant. It's for you to set your own internal expectations first. All right, that's very, very important. Okay, then we'll take a look at the next part, which is detailed job scope. Okay, detailed job scope is when you actually prepare something to give out to them for them to consider taking on the job, right? You actually break it down like this, something like that. So about this role, this is a more like story format in a sense. Okay, so for example, this role performs what kind of variety of work. Okay, primarily it's about what, coordinating daily financial tasks, blah blah blah. It's more descriptive, right? In this position, you will work closely with who, because you're setting the expectation, telling them who they're going to be working with. So in their mind, right, they can already imagine, okay, I'm going to be working with who am I going to be seeing, what am I going to do, right? Ultimately, your objective is to help us build what and turn this company into what, for example. Okay, you work in tandem with the company to provide what kind of input and help them identify areas where there's some deficiencies or something like that. Perhaps, who knows? Okay, if you're going to work together with to do other things, indicate in detail what they are. All right, and then benefits that you're going to give them, if you whatever benefits that you have, you can indicate what these are. All right, so this is like a simple prospectus. Okay, a simple prospectus. When the person comes and to apply for the job, right, they get this prospectus, they read it one time. Okay, I understand, this is what I'm applying for. Then you go through this separately when you want to induct the person in after you've hired. Are you guys with me so far? Okay, not too stressed, right? Okay, right? All right, wonderful. Okay, so these are the two things. Next, how about getting this information prepared for an advertisement? So how do you do it? Just to show you, right? Just now was a lot of info, but when you actually do an ad for it, you will only mention specific things. Okay, so usually you may want to put in something for someone to aspire to be, someone who looks successful, perhaps, or you can even put an office setting, right, so that you can imagine this is where they're going to work. Usually people do not put real actual photos of your place, your premises. However, if your branding is strong, you can do that, no issue. Okay, all right. Then mention what kind of position it is, and then if you are gonna have a lot of information presented, just put in the important stuff lah. And all of this, including what you are expecting to pay, right, will be stated as well. So this is an example. So just remember again the steps involved. Basically having your internal job scope prepared, okay, having a prospectus prepared, right? Then you can actually easily prepare a poster or something for you to actually push out. Okay, this is social media. You can use the same content for you to actually do on online posting as well via websites. Okay, boleh? Can be done, right? Easy enough, inshallah. Okay, so let me go back to the main part. Number one, I think we are done. Okay, job street. I'll give you an example of a job street. You can see posting, yeah. Is it the same? Oh yeah, it is the same. Okay, all right. So I think that's done. Okay, so legalities. This is initial stage, right? Legalities happens when you want to offer the person or the candidate a job. Okay, so when you want to offer someone a job, make sure you prepare a proper agreement. Okay, so a proper agreement looks somewhat like this.
Mr. Faz, sorry,
Yep.
your screen right now looks very cut up.
Very cut up. Okay, let me just stop share and reshare again. Okay. Okay, let me see. Let me tell me if this works.
It's okay.
Okay, cool.
It's okay.
Cool. Let me just blow it up a little bit more. Okay. So a sample of an employment agreement is something like this. Okay. So you will state among other things which you have to tell them, right? What position it is. Okay. Whether is it permanent or temporary. Okay. Who they're gonna be reporting to, right? Whether they are their hours of work, where they'll be working. Okay. Whether there's a probation period as well. Okay, and then when the probation period ends, will they be informed? Okay, so anyone can tell me why is it important to have this? Can we just hire them by verbal, via a verbal contract? I see Madam Murray saying no. Okay, Lisa, yes, no?
No,
No, okay. Any reason why?
because at least there's a black and white and a reference.
Okay, okay. Then maybe how about Rizwan? What do you think, Rizwan?
Sorry, what was the question?
Do you really need to have this agreement in writing?
Oh, I feel definitely all this has to be in black and white so that you can fall back and basically safeguard the company lah. I call it usually to safeguard the company.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so all of you are right. All of you are right. You need to have this as a fallback, okay, and also as a reference point. However, in the absence of which is actually fine, However, you cannot prove it, so the default term stated in MOM will prevail. Okay, so that's going to be what I mean. Kita akan sandarkan kepada MOM. That will be the prevailing terms. Okay, because you cannot prove otherwise. So it's best to have this. They can say, hey, no, actually, this is what we agreed. But take note that whatever that you agree in this agreement must not be worse off than MOM's requirements. Okay, it must be at least MOM or better. Okay, so if MOM says you need to give them at least 10 days of leave, you must also give them here 10 days or more. That means you can give them 14, but you cannot give them a 7. Right? Something like that. Okay. All right. So not to worry, I'm going to give you this as well, which you can download, you can use, you can edit it, and you can actually run with it. Inshallah, no problem. Okay. This is one of the agreements, and make sure that you also have an acceptance part, right? So they accept it, and this, I mean, it's clear, right? And you also ask them for their personal particulars, meaning they have to declare to you what are their email address, their actual address, their phone numbers and everything, and their ICE. In case of emergency, contact who. Okay, because if anything happens, you need to make sure that you are able to call them. Right? Not later they claim that, hey, you don't have my number, or you called my grandmother instead of calling me, that kind of stuff. So make sure all is properly stated there. Okay, then you're good, inshallah. All right, now the next thing that you should also have for legalities is to have a non-disclosure agreement. Okay, why is this important? Okay, let me just show you what it looks like, and then we'll talk about a little bit more about this. Okay, non-disclosure agreement. Okay, some of you, right? Actually, not some, most of you or all of you, the way you run your business, there'll be some secrets there. There'll be some secrets. Like Rafsanjani, I know his mee goreng, he has some power, something powerful he put inside. That's why mee goreng is sedap. But I cannot say, but I know because he told me before. Right? That's a secret. So whoever cooks for him also will know. So must safeguard the secret. Correct, right? Okay. Razif, the drinks that he makes are wonderful. What secret ingredient he put inside, nobody knows. But he has to protect it. Azhar Muhammad Salih, yesterday we eat this nasi ayam penyet, also very nice. Alhamdulillah. How he make the nasi so nice, so nobody knows, but he will know. But he need to keep it a secret. Correct, right? And Ali Shahab, where you buy your or where you create your wonderful Arabic furniture, also you want to keep it secret. Correct, because if anybody can know where you get it from, there's going to be another camel caravan or red camel caravan. Correct. So we don't want any of these things to happen, right? And Aisha's putu piring must remain the best #1 in Singapore. Also must safeguard. So these are some of the things that you need to mention. So get them to sign. Okay, those of you in education line, whatever that you've created, your, all your curriculum and everything must be kept secret. Correct? Because you don't want somebody else to mushroom other new stuff as well. Okay. This is a simple agreement. I want to just go on certain parts here quickly. Here, this agreement that I have done, this is what I actually use in my company also. So it is actually very, very detailed. Okay. I even indicate here marketing strategies, plans, financial information. Why? Because I have a big mouth. Okay, so I will talk to my staff and I will tell them this is what I want to do, and what I want to do gets done. Okay, so these are plans. It's difficult to keep quiet and run a ship, with so many secrets. Correct or not? But we don't want people to go and yap around everybody else, say, hey, Fazil wants to do this, Fazil wants to do that. We don't want. We want to keep it a secret. So whoever works here also must make sure that they can keep a secret. Right? So all this stuff must be stated on there. Those of you who've got good, your customer list, your suppliers and everything, indicate it there as well. And last but not least, okay, nobody knows that Rizwan is a very, very famous actor in Singapore. Okay, but that is his private life. Now you all know, right? Okay, so what is that is his private life? Okay, so that's this kind of private information, personal information must be kept personal as well. Okay, so you can indicate there. All right. Okay. For those of you who are running, a business where there's more than one partner, okay, like Adiba, right? You, Adil, parents, all indicate your names here. Okay, indicate your names here. So these are the company's shareholders, right? For example, so it's stated that these are the people whose privacy needs to be protected, that kind of stuff. Okay, so I even mentioned their personal dealings, their personal business relationships, you know, acquaintances, everything. So even if they kepo, because some people can be kepo, right? So no choice, have to keep quiet about it. Right. So last but not least is this part here. Okay. Okay, remedies. This is a very important part. So, for example, I know Zahra, if someone were to make her angry, she'll be very, very angry. Okay, she'll take the chair, she'll throw at the person. So, kidding, Zahra. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is you cannot do anything once something has really, you know, gone south. So before that, tell them, you know, in the event that you violated the terms of this agreement, right? You have to pay liquidated damages and state the amount. Okay, state the amount. Dorang langgar, dorang kena bayar. They agree first. Whether they can pay or not is a different matter. Okay, Khalid, your paste, right? Secret ingredients, whatever you put inside, I do not know. You protect it and you tell them like that. You tell anybody about it, this is what you're gonna pay for every instance. So they tell 5 people, 5 times 100,000. Okay, that is what you're gonna demand from them, and that's what you're gonna sue them for. Ali, what happens, Ali, if they cannot pay? Including reasonable attorney's fees. Dang, dang, dang.
Jail time.
Jail time, dahsyat. Okay. Anybody else can guess what if we cannot pay? Go money, pay money. Is it? Anyone? You all here not? Come. Tell me, what do you think? What? Come again, one more time. Kasih Chan.
Simbacat dekat kedai.
So if they cannot pay you, they did something wrong, they really langgar this agreement, right? You can sue them for the amount and they cannot pay. So what happens? Hanan, how about you? I think you know the answer. I see your face from far. I think you know the answer. Come. So tell me, what do you think?
I don't know that.
Alamak, salah tafsir, eh? Okay, guys, in the event they cannot pay, you will have no choice but to go and sue for bankruptcy. Okay, that is how serious it is. Now, this sounds very, very, very tough, right? It sounds tough, right? So just remember, this is to protect you. That's it. Okay, it gives you the leverage in the event that you need to do what you need to do to protect your business, which you have built over the years, through all the pain that you have went through, to all the difficulties that you have went through. You need to protect it. You need to protect it. Full stop. Fair? Okay. Whether you want to do all the way until like that, it's up to you. Okay, that depends on your business. Okay, it's not for me to say. All right. So that's non-disclosure agreement. I hope you're ready for the next. Okay, this one is the non-compete and non-solicitation. So Mirza, you also don't want somebody to come, your employee later, to go and make their own match day brews drink. Okay, right? So you might want to make sure that you get them to sign not to go and solicit your clients, your contractors, the people who actually get jobs done for you. Okay, your customers who buy from you. Okay, so they go away, means bye-bye. All the best, inshallah. You do one for them, and that's about it. Okay, but don't disturb the people that is already in relationship with you. It's that important. Correct or not? Madam Muni, you okay not, Madam Muni? Tomorrow one of your ustazah leave, then she call all the parents, then tell their parents, come. I already go to this another kindergarten. Can you come and join me here? Are you okay with that? Definitely not, right? So this one is for that kind of protection. Okay, protect your business. Okay, so I'm only giving you these 3 points. So these 3 points, you add it into the normal agreement, normal employment agreement, you can put it inside. Okay, boleh? So just to check, everybody still okay? I can continue, boleh? All right, okay, next we have media release. This one very important. Okay, media release. So this is for photos, is for videos. So for example, Razif, tomorrow he does one video and he says, okay, guys, this is my new drink. This drink is very nice. Okay, then beside him is his handsome stuff. The name is Faz. Okay, Faz, come and drink. Oh, so nice, right? So that is a promotional video. Okay, tomorrow Aisha come out with a new putu piring, which I'm waiting for right now, okay, Aisha. So that video, one of your sales staff is showing, oh, this is the one, oh, with all the special stuff. And then later on, this staff of yours, they actually leave. Okay, because of whatever it is, they're unhappy with you, or they wanted to go somewhere else, or whatever it is. And then they tell you, okay, Abang Razif, that one, that video, that photo of me, inside you cannot use. And then you only spend $10,000 to make the video. Fair not, Razif? Cannot, right? How? Aisha, okay, no, Aisha. Suddenly, after all this, they say cannot use. Cannot, right? It's not as if you want to go and put a, a sticker onto their face. Cannot, right? It's going to cost you even more, right? And loss of credibility. So make sure they give you this authorization, permission for their face to be there, blah, blah, blah. Okay? What you have to do is to protect the video to make sure that it's not used in an insensitive manner. That's all. Okay? And make sure that it's actually safe. It's not actually given to other people who can actually go and do something wrong with the video and post something, which is embarrassing. Fair? Okay, so make sure you do it. Anyway, guys, this is the real thing. Okay, it has happened to me before. It's happened to me before. Okay, so I don't want this kind of things to happen to you. All right, so make sure you have this first. Okay, what's next? Next is that one. Okay. Last is the COVID and vaccine agreement. Okay, this one I don't have it yet, but I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna basically share it inside the website later on. Okay, so this is something that you should start getting prepared for this year, this month actually, right? Because next year is gonna be a different ball game. So by January, you might want to consider your staff must all be vaccinated from 1st of January. All must be vaccinated, completed. Okay, with booster shot also. Okay, so that they can actually continue working without any distractions to do. Why is it important without any distractions to do? Everybody can guess. I need to ask those with many stuff lah. I need to ask Dr. Malik. Why is it important, bro? Why is it important that they must be COVID vaccinated?
To be safe to everybody lah.
Customers, some more?
To the customer, to the staff.
Right, to your own staff. Okay, because why? If they were to spread, they were to actually be carrying the virus, it's gonna cost you guys money. Okay, haven't you all spent how many days being understanding for all the staff and yourself to be injected, right? And then take 3 days MC. Didn't MOM say all employers must exercise more understanding to their staff? You all never get the email, never get the letter, get right? Shanan, get that, Shanan?
The new MOM rule that staff that doesn't have vaccination, they cannot work.
Yep. Right. So make sure that your understanding has been done in 2021. Okay. Next year is a different story. You need to be more understanding with people who have done their part, not to everybody just like that. Fair? Okay. I know whatever I say, some of it is actually, how to say, abrasive a bit lah, painful lah to hear. But you all are business owners. I don't expect you all to cringe and listen to it like an employee lah. Let's just say it straight up. Okay, we need to hear it as it is. No bullshit. Okay, make sure next year everybody is covered. All right. Now let's go on to guidance, part number 3. Okay, so for guidance, right, what I want to show you is to have an induction program. Okay, if you don't have it yet, no problem. Start preparing something, and I'm gonna show you basically what you need to do. Okay, so this is gonna be a simple one. Okay, so An induction program is something that you need to have so that it sets the expectations of staff who comes into the company so that they will be able to start at their best. Why you must do all these things? Alamak. Can I don't do all these things now? Okay. Let's prevent. Okay, all right. So this is done in this format. So we have Shahid who will explain some things about the company, right? Can you all hear?
Very faint.
Okay, hold on. I need to share with sound. Now you can hear his voice, inshallah. Yeah.
My name is Shahid, and together with the team, we have prepared a series of slides containing information to assist you to onboard onto the company smoothly. Without further ado, let's begin.
No. Actually. Can hear you from here, Shahid. Okay, so.
Hi there. Congrats.
How do I get out here? My goodness. Press the next button. Okay. So then it goes on to navigation, right? Okay. Then it goes on to table of contents. Okay. About the company, what you need to know, communication with clients. This is a fairly comprehensive one. It took us a few months to do it, but I think it's actually quite worth it in that sense. So we have about the company, what we do, our mission and vision, our values. It has the organization chart. We actually speak about our work hours. We talk about how the office looks. Okay, Singapore office. I'm just gonna do it fast, so please bear with me. Right, meeting room, blah blah blah, office tour. Okay, second floor, prayer area, then Malaysia office. Pantry, printing area, stationery cabinet. Okay, then we talk about the handbook, which they will be getting. We talk about dress code, what is allowed, what's not allowed. Okay, traditional attire, not allowed. Jang. Okay, then we have a training logbook. We tell them about training logbook because they're supposed to do it every month. Okay, we have LinkedIn learning for them. So they're supposed to actually go and get it done, and they're supposed to log it as well because we need to track it. Right? So they have their trainer and training logbook for internal trainings. Okay, then they will submit it and we'll tabulate the scores. All right, then they'll be able to see as well how many hours they have put in. Punch card, this is actually used as well. Okay, then email, right? How to use it. Okay, how to log in, Google Drive. Okay, so it's actually very comprehensive, right? But it needs to be tailored for your business now first. Okay, so we use Google Calendar, thanks to Shadan, who's done all of these things for us. So we teach them basically how to set it up for themselves, so we can all see each other's calendars. Okay. Next, our payroll system, okay, which is currently HR Easily until the end of this year. Next year we'll be changing something else. How to apply for leave, will all be via the phone. Claims, how to submit claims for expenses, right? Okay, quite a few things there. Printer, okay, yeah, how to use a printer, okay, because you need to teach them, right? But if you actually teach them in this way, it's a bit slightly easier. So you just have to do one test later on. Okay, how to scan, how to photocopy, how to print, how to use the office phone. Yeah, right, interesting, right? So you even have the photo for them to use. This is our soft phone within the laptop, our computer they can use. Okay, and then there's a video there to teach them as well. How to speak to clients, okay, etiquette, communication platforms we use. Okay, how does it look, a video on how to use it. We use HubSpot, so how to actually use HubSpot as well. Right, there's a video embedded there. And how to use Zoom. So we have 3 Zoom rooms, right? And when it's going to be used and under what circumstances. It's also there. And then we have our contact page. Okay, so these are the few things which I think they'll be very interested in and who to actually see for that, for each of these items. Okay, so they can go directly, and these are accessible to them at any point in time. They have the link to that. Okay, do I expect you to actually go and do all of these things for the company one shot? The answer is no. Okay, but what my objective of showing you is that this is something that ultimately, if you have maybe 10 staff or more, you should get this thing prepared. Okay, at the very least, if you don't have 10 staff, start preparing a simple one so that it cuts down the need for you to train them at the induction phase. And it's good to let them sit down and do induction themselves first before doing it via one of your inductors, someone to actually help the process happen. Okay so far? All right, next. So for those of you who are interested, get this list from us. Okay, this is a checklist. Okay, is to help you to guide your preparation of your own induction for your business. Okay, so this is what you need, the simple elements. Okay, from here you will tailor it and put in additional stuff that you require. Great, right? So far, okay, right? Can do this, right, for your business? Okay. All right, awesome. Okay, next, coaching. Okay, so when you are running a business and you're growing your team, right? So all of you who actually are into the phase of getting your teams to run the show with you, instead of you being the only person running your team, you need to do a lot of coaching. Okay, so I'm sure you already started, right? Madam Hanya, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So thank you very much, madam. Okay, so these are the kind of coaching notes that you may want to have, right? So for leadership team, have a log. What date do you have the meeting? What are the topics that you discussed? What are the action items from that meeting? And you key in your observations of that meeting. Okay, because it's going to spill over into the next one. So like, for example, if you're going to use Google Sheets, obviously as an accountant, I love sheets, right? So you're going to have many of such sheets following the dates that you do this. Okay, so that you can go back and track what actually happened. Okay, and do the same for your management as well. Okay, so action items are kept. Okay, guys, do I use this? My answer to you is no. Okay, I'm just showing you this because it's a simple way of doing it. But for those of you who want something a bit more chim, and I know Shanan will want something more chim than that, than this, okay, I can read his mind. Go to monday.com. Not Tuesday, okay, Monday. Okay, that one you can use that, put it in, I think will help you quite a bit also. All right, and you will have accessibility on your phones, which is quite nice lah. Okay, can do right so far, right?
So can I ask
Sure.
for the observation, basically, what are the things you actually observe? Is it the happenings during the meeting itself, or is it how the team think about something? What exactly is the observation that you actually jotted down?
These are things which make you feel concerned though. So for example, like in a management meeting, then you find that, okay, this one is something that I have heard before. So for example, in a management meeting, one of your managers actually expressed some unhappiness with working with another team member inside the management team, for example, okay? Right? Can it still work? Yes, it still can work. However, it concerns you because if it persists, it can become a problem. So indicate this here. I noticed today that this so-and-so took this instruction from this other person in a very bad way, and they were almost like arguing, or they already argued or something, and this concerns you because it can become a even bigger problem. Yeah, something like that. So these are your observations. Or you find that, as I've heard before also from some of you, like for example, one of the managers were tasked to do a job which ultimately you feel that another person can do better, for example, okay, then you are questioning yourself whether the basis of your decision, why do you choose this person in the first place to do this? Okay, so there could be a reason why, and you could forget, so indicate it there, so the next time when if you need to refer, then you'll be, oh yeah, I chose this person because, you know, he may not be the best person to do it, but he has access to whatever, so he can still do a very decent job, for example. Okay, that could be it. So indicate that so that you can actually get back to it also. Boleh?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Awesome, fantastic. Okay, let me just continue on. Okay, we have career development. Okay, guys, very important. Okay, when you actually hire people and people who you want to keep in your business, you want to grow them. Okay, you want to grow them. So you have the right people, you make sure they grow, then they can be with you for quite some time, and your business will also grow as well. Okay, I have some people in my management team. Some of them have been with me for 12 years this year. Okay, second to that is 11 years. Okay, so I definitely want to make sure I grow them. Okay, and in doing so, you need to actually start with, for example, when they started, what's the history, okay, right? What's the certification? What was their starting academic qualification? And reporting to who? And you see how they progress along the way. Okay, and say for example, this is 2021 here, right? Okay, so this is hypothetical, but I just want to show you. So at age 30, this person is actually on the 1st of January 2021, is a senior associate having a CA Singapore, right? Reporting to this person and having how many people in the staff, the team of people with this particular employee. But you need to plan ahead. Next step, say 3 years or 2 years. So this is where the person will go, junior partner. As a junior partner, what needs to happen? Okay, right? Who are they reporting to? So for those of you who are running restaurants or running aviation centers, you may want to actually plan for next 3 years. They run their own center separately or their own outlet separately. For those who are in books, they actually come up with their own team of books perhaps. Okay, and they handle their own team of publishers and their own team of authors perhaps, something like that. So you plan for them to take a more dominating role, for them to grow. Next step, 2 years, they become a partner, for example. Next step, 3 years, they become a senior or equity partner. Okay, plan for it. When you plan for it, then things can happen. Very important. Okay, and then have mentoring sessions. So for me, I actually put it together. Right, put it together because I like to be able to see everything in one place. Then I can refer it quite easily. So mention here. So these are like when I actually do mentoring with this person, I will actually mention what's the date, what are the notes. Okay, what are the dates, what are the notes. Again, all of these are hypothetical, but I want to show you that this is actually something I closely follow. Okay, how many of you want to have a easier life after this? You want to be able to run and have your Saturday and Sunday, go swimming, go running, walking, meet your wife, right? I'm sure all of you do that, right? So do this, guys. Okay, mentor your team. Okay, get them to be your number twos. Okay, it can happen, inshallah, definitely will happen, right? And yeah, I would definitely want all of you to be able to have more control over your time, inshallah. Okay, with your permission, I'll carry on into number 4, which is remuneration and benefits. Boleh? Can? I'll go in. So now, this is salary grades. Okay, today banyak expose. I'm showing all of you all of these things, and a lot of it I am actually using. I hope you all also use. These are not just for my own company. It's for my own company and for also where I am volunteering. We have 79 staff as of today, and we are following all of these things and I'm telling you all of these things work. So it just needs to be consistent. Okay, so you have, for me, I actually have different staff schemes. For example, we have entry level, we have mid level, then they go into management level, which is the management level, and then we have director level and ownership. Okay, so this is how I break it down. Okay, this is the rungs of the ladder . Can skip, possible also. Okay, does not everybody have to come in from entry level. You can straight away take somebody in as management level, so no issue. But at least you know they come in at which level, which rung they are standing on. Okay. Now, these are my divisions: accounting and compliance, corporate services, treasury, implementation. So these are different areas of business. So in your business, you will have different areas as well. So for example, Aisha, if you have one which is actually restaurant operations, for example, you may want to have one more which is catering operations. Okay, then later on you may want to do events or something, whatever it is. So it's separate. Okay, right. So Zahra, today you have all local business. Tomorrow you may want to have local, maybe another one more international business. So separate. Okay, different groups of people handling different things. And you actually break down what the minimum qualification criteria. Okay, and what is going to be their position actually. All this again, very real stuff, very easy to actually get done for your business as well. Okay, but of course, when it goes to the different departments, like in that sense, the names change. So someone who I hire in treasury department, they don't come in as accounts assistant, they come in as finance assistant. Okay, all right, slight difference lah. You guys with me so far? Is it too boring or not? Before I sing a song. Sing a song. No, but yeah, I want to make sure that you really get it. It's something that needs to be done. Abang Asa, okay Abang Asa? Tengah zikir.
Tengah reply-nya, dorang tengah inquiry ya.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Gurau je. Mana tahu tengah zikir kan. Okay.
Ada order
right. Okay, no worries. Okay, so this is basically the salary grades. Okay, let me just backtrack a bit and see what else I want to show you. Okay, administrative. Okay, so I also have the non-professional stuff. Just want to show you what's the professional stuff. Okay, so professional stuff basically is your profit center lah. They're supposed to bring in money for you, right? This is the non-revenue generating stuff. Are they in any way less important? The answer is no. They do supportive work, which is important for the revenue generators to make money. Okay, but for some of you who last time kena arrow from me and say stop hiring all these managers, stop hiring this, stop hiring that, is because you have too many or too costly non-revenue generating people in your business. So when I actually make comments like that, don't go and get upset with me. Take a step back and think, why is Faz saying this? Because of this. Don't waste money on people who cannot generate revenue for you when you need it the most. Okay, so we go on the revenue generators first, then you go on support. So these are the support staff. Okay, so support staff, entry level, general level, we have driver, cook, assistant, admin, HR assistant, perhaps. Okay, so that somebody can drive me in case my kaki sakit, I can go and see Mr. Rahman and talk to him. Okay. All right, so mid-level, for example, management support, admin executive, HR executive, these are real people that you need in your business for you to grow, right? Management level, admin, HR, manager, and a GM. Okay, so there you have your levels. Okay, we also have business development, we also have courses. For me, we have courses, we have sales and marketing as well. Okay, believe it or not, Shahid, this year, Shahid, how many of our non-professional staff, non-revenue generating staff, we started with how many, now we have how many?
So this year we started with 0. 2021, 0. So now we have about 6.
Yeah, so it is important, okay, so that you know, you keep that, and you are very, very well aware of going on. Thank you, Shahid. All right, so that is that. Another thing that you probably will need to do is this, which is actually grading. Okay, this is one step everybody forgets. Okay, I think Madam Moni does this already, right? Ada Madam? Dah buat grading? Yeah, solid. Okay, so how to do it is you break it down into the different levels. Grade A ada 1, 2, 3, 4. Grade B 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. Okay, and it follows your qualification as well. And you can hybrid this together with experience. Okay, depends on the position as well, right? So qualification and experience. Then baru you put in the experience level here, 5, 4, 2, or no, for example. And this is the salary range. Okay, now some people may think so archaic, right? Shouldn't you just pay people what they're worth for and blah blah blah? Yes, 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 all very good. That all sounds fantastic, but at the same time, you need to know where you start. Okay, if somebody tomorrow comes to Ali and say, Ali, hire me, Ali, I'm good, I'm number one, I'm this, I'm done, everything I can do. Okay, how much you want to pay? 5,000. Okay, Ali say, okay, I believe in you, inshallah, let's give you 5,000. Okay, is it wrong? It's not wrong. However, that is, if Ali has experience in hiring many people, he will have to make sure that he sets a certain expectation level as well. That's why grading is important. Okay, you hire what you need, not what you want. And you are prepared to pay how much for that person in that designation. Don't go overboard. Nobody comes in with 8 hands. Only come with 2 and 1 brain and 2 legs and a good heart. Okay, they cannot do everything they promise. Okay, so just manage expectations. All right, again, forgive me if I sound anything abrasive. I don't mean it, but I just have to be straight up. Okay, so hire someone within a range which you're comfortable with and start with that. Good, bring them up, grow them and pay them more. Give them what they deserve. Not come in parachute to the top. Suddenly tomorrow, Elisa, I want to join you. I want to become your partner, okay? Can? Then you pay me 10,000 a month, okay? Sorry, no, thank you. Understand? Okay? Boleh? Masuk dulu, naik sama-sama, then we can talk. Okay, Adiba, I want to join you, Adiba. Tomorrow I want to be your partner, okay? You pay me 15,000, okay? All right, set. Okay, so we start from the right level, guys. Okay, so this is a grading. All right, so far okay. Last one on grievance. Grievance is a bit difficult actually. Okay, why? Because there could be things that happen in your business. Now, Ridwan is laughing already. Things happen in your business, right? Unexpectedly, and you also do not know what to do. So this is the steps that you need to take. I'm not going to go through with you every one of it because if you are like getting a bit tired now or agitated now, this thing will probably just kill you. So I won't. Okay, all I can say is you just need to have a certain framework to handle problems by your staff. Okay, so if somebody comes to Razif and say, Abang Razif, saya tak boleh kerja sini lagi lah, saya stress abang. And saya tanya why? Because this other person is bullying me lah or something lah. Then Razif can go back to this thing and think of what to do. So this is something for you to look at it. You can adjust it a little bit and you can use it for your business. I tell you honestly, this is the biggest giveaway, one of the biggest giveaway, a grievance mechanism. Because if you have more people in your business, you will have more headaches. Betul tak Abang Azhar? More headaches tak Abang Azhar?
Betul.
Yes. Okay, so you need to be ready for it. Okay, all right. So this is going to be that. And last but not least, a grievance form. Because you don't want them to come and sit in front of you and cry and all the tears in front of you. Penat tau. I know always Rafsan kena macam itu. Cakap kidding But you don't want to layan so much also. To be frank, mana-mana pun tak boleh tahan. Betul tak? So you tell them to fill up a form. Okay, macam nak lucky draw, sama juga. Fill up a form, then we talk. Okay, so this is the form. Ask them to write for you what happened, kat mana kita apa semua, tapi in a form. Kenapa kena ada form? Hanan Al-Saghof, can tell me not, why is it so important must have a form? Why can't we be more human and listen to the problems that they're telling you and bring a tissue paper and cry together? Why? Why is fast so heartless? My goodness. Talk about the same.
I think in terms of documentation and just to have something documented lah, so that in the future, if you were to, because if everything is just verbal, you can't remember lah, right?
Okay, something to fall back on, right? And something to make it official, right? I'll give you another one reason, but it's a bit crooked. Okay, tell you honestly, sometimes something small can become very big because of this 5-letter word called drama. D-R-A-M-A. Okay, so to cut the drama, if it's really a problem, you write it down there and you sign it off. Nampak employee signature tak? You saw that? One field on there, employee signature. If you can write the whole story and you can sign down there, meaning it's a real problem, not a drama problem. Okay, then it can be taken seriously. Not a merajuk-merajuk or whatever nonsense. Not a tak happy or whatever nonsense. This is a real problem, then I will put it down and I will give to my boss. Fair? Fair not, Miza? Miza tengah stress tau. Tomorrow I send you my grievance form to match the affairs. Okay. Okay, this is the last one, last step for you to do. So have this grievance form. Okay, have a certain grievance mechanism here, and inshallah you'll be done. Okay, for those of you who want to make it even better, right, go and do it up as a flowchart. Do it up as a flowchart so it's more easier to digest. Boleh? Simple, right? Inshallah. I've given you the steps. Okay, can definitely do it one, inshallah. Now let me go back to today to this presentation. Then I think we recovered all the 5. We are all good, inshallah. Okay, we are all good. Now let's see what I have next for you. Okay. Okay. We talk about mentoring your team. Okay. So this is about making sure that you have your 1-year plan done and your schedule for meetings done. This is another thing that you need to do. So it's perfect that now it's actually December of 2021. So if you have not done this yet, please go and do this. Okay, and later on, for those of you who will be seeing me, inshallah, in our group session, only for December, I'll be going through with you and taking your questions, whatever you have on this topic as well. Okay, on how to make these meetings super productive and get the best out of it. Okay, let me show you a sample of how it should look like. Okay, 1 second, yeah. Same. Okay, sorry. So your 1-year plan, this is something that I've given before this as well, right? Earlier, I think in year 2020, I've given this. So if you definitely have this, if you don't, I'll give it to you again. Break your months down, all the way 12 months. Set when are you going to have your meeting and your mentoring sessions. Okay, so this is for business development. I'm going to meet my people in business development in the 2nd of January, second week of January. Total, there's going to be 52 weeks, right, until December. There. Okay, so you can set a date after that. Management meeting, 1st week, 7th week, 11th week. So 1 month, 1 time. Mentoring that particular team will be here. So if you do at this, there are so many meetings to do. Madam Hania, I know you stressed now, you see this, your eyes really big. A lot, right, to do. A lot, right? Correct or not? That's why I say you must focus on the important things. Bosses must focus on important things like making money, making sure money comes in, and making sure you got time for the team to grow them. Not to go to shop to buy books, not to go to shop to buy barang paksa, not to go and deliver food, all this all don't want to do. These are all non-productive activities. Okay, for Mr. Adi Rahman special, not to go and comb his own hair. That one will comb for him. Okay, that one we have to do still. Okay, all right. So you all get my point. Okay, do the important stuff. This is important. Do it. All right. Next is your weekly meetings. So your weekly meetings. Remember, this is gonna be a cadence meeting. Cadence meeting means imagine cycling, right? Tengah cycle, kayu kan? You want to keep the momentum going. Okay, a certain number of revolutions per minute, RPM. So that's the cadence. We keep the cadence going without slowing down. If you slow down, your bicycle definitely will slow down. Your bicycle is your business. So here the cadence, you talk about the agenda item for this particular month, you plan first. Last week's items, which conveniently was discussed already, but mana tahu terforgotten kan, is brought forward. So tak ada benda yang terlepas. Okay, and these are the things that you want to discuss this particular week. Okay, so you do it up. These are just simple way of looking at it. Okay, feel free to adjust this, make it even better. But for me, I put it here. Why? Don't know whether all of you notice or not. These are by different departments. Okay, so we'll have all 7 departments here on one sheet. Why? Because you're the boss. We got time to go and flip different tabs. Okay, right? Everybody important one, right? Just go one tab, everything is there, finish. Okay, but you can, do it the way you prefer lah. Make sure. Alright, boleh so far? Now, what's next? Okay, so 1 month, make sure you have 2 meetings. Okay, for each department. I know it's going to be tough, but remember inside these meetings, don't waste time. Go for the shot, go for the kill. Talk about what's important and that's it. Then bersurai, habis cerita. Okay, the part where you express your love for your staff and your concern for your staff, do it at a different meeting. Okay, do it at a different meeting, not this one, so that it doesn't become muddled. Okay, keep focus, right? Next, we have measuring performance. Okay, this is very important. Okay, you need to actually assess whether or not you are doing the right things. So in measuring performance, what I'm going to give you is this. Wah, today banyak ni lah freebies lah guys. I hope you can make use of it properly, insyaAllah. Okay, so this is a simplified version for those of you who went for uni day 2, right? The one yang kita semua demam together, right? So this one is simplified. Ni demam sikit je, 37.1. Okay, 2 degrees naik je. Okay, this one you just put your main targets. Okay, Madam Hania, apa you nak from your business development, you letak kat sini. I want my cave read to naik. Naik macam mana? Bukan semua naik. Cave read to have apa benda, to have this, to have that. This additional partners lah, apalah. This is your main targets. Okay, Madam Maureen, your sales, for example, your targets apa? Kalau you must capai apa benda. And by when or something like that, you state down here. All honestly very simple stuff, easy to follow. Okay, Razif, manpower resources, you want to hire somebody, you mentioned, especially very centered to which department you mentioned. Okay, Razif pun sama, nak produce a new product for example, kan must happen, for example, for certain reasons. Of course, I'm not mentioning all of these things, but I think when I mention your name, you know, I know because I do one-to-one coaching with you. So you tahu, right? So mention this inside your plans. Okay, marketing sama juga, Abang Asa, same. You pun ada marketing, dan marketing pun crazy juga. So kena mention down here juga apa dia nak buat. Maybe next month nak keluarkan something different ke, promotion lain hebat ke. So you mention these are the things that needs to happen. Okay, now this one I put here for you because I want you all to do it. Set aside 3% of monthly collection and savings. Go and do this. Put this inside your targets. Okay, savings untuk siapa? Ambil cermin, tengok dia sendiri, is for you. Okay, savings is for you. So you are the business owner, this savings is untuk you. Set aside 3% of collections. Ni berat 3% of collections So that means you have to make profit of more than 3%. Boleh Ali? Definitely boleh, insyaAllah. Okay, obtain higher purchase financing for new computers. Betul tak Janan? Yeah man, kena buat. Okay, I want all of you every 3 years change computers. Buy the brand new Mac computers, not Windows. Windows sucks. Get Mac. Okay, get the latest iPhones. Every 2 years pergi tukar. But buy on higher purchase. Okay, buy on higher purchase, pay for it bit by bit, 36 months habis, fully paid. Okay, dah habis bayar. Yes.
I thought we join MOTD every 2 years continuous, we get a Apple juga kan?
Courtesy of Abang Asal, Ahmad Shahid. Yes. No problem, insyaAllah. Okay, so plan ahead, get your items on finance, 3-4 months, 36 months, halas. Okay.
Sorry, Faz, just one thing on the leasing. Yeah, it's true that you should buy Mac computers on leasing. Pasal leasing companies don't look at any other computer.
Yes.
Only Macs. Yeah.
Okay, but
Because
anyway,
got value.
It's not because they love Macs unconditionally. I'm sure it's not because of that. Because I don't own the leasing companies. For me, I love it unconditionally. But it's because they withhold value, and you are able to sell them at that point in time. So what I want you to do is every 2 years you fully pay, every 3 years fully pay. Contact Shannon, get new ones, your old ones, go and trade it in. Okay, that is savings juga. So the money that you get back, you put it aside, masukkan dalam your 3% of collection as bonus savings. Okay, boleh pergi umrah insyaAllah. Betul tak? Yes, it's true. Okay, try to do this insyaAllah. Alright, apa pun yang cakap insyaAllah dah buat dah. So definitely you boleh buat. Okay. Okay, jom. What else is there? Let's go back to this. Okay, so assessment dah buat. Oh yes, it's time to take a photo and to have a break. But we already take a photo just now. I'm just going to continue a bit more. Okay, because I want you to go for one particular important activity, which is here. Handling HR problems. Let me see your faces. Siapa ada HR problem? Semua orang ada HR problem. Okay, so siapa yang tak ada? That's the question, right? Actually, patutnya. So, let's do an activity together. I'm going to break you up into 3 groups sahaja. Okay, please everybody who's here, Adil, Zaid, Muk, Ching Chong, Sabirin Taha, Wawa Ashraf, Nazri Sinin, Ustaz Azmi, Siti Maisara, please switch on your videos. We need your full participation for this segment, which is to do this activity together, right? Go into the into this. Shahid, I think, will explain. Do one question only. Okay, I want to hear from you. What are you going to do when you're faced with these problems? And I have to tell you this very important thing, which is all of these 3 problems are real problems faced by people I know, either in this program or who are my clients. Of course, I don't mention who lah, but these are real ones. I just want you to know these are real. Okay, so the point is, apa kita nak buat untuk mengatasi? Can? I'm going to hand it back to Shahid. Silakan, Shahid.
You can. So we will break you into your breakout rooms. So what's going to happen then is Mira will be sending the Google Sheets to each room. And in each Google Sheet, there will be a scenario of a HR issue, which we will need you to discuss and present your answers. Right? It's a very unique HR scenario, and all of this has happened before. All right, so just go in. I'll give you about 15 minutes to discuss, and then we'll come back into the main room to share your answers accordingly.
Can we show one? Show number 1 boleh?
Boleh.
All right.
Okay, so if you see in the what's that called in the chat below, all right, there's the links there. Let me just share my screen. Okay, so for room number 1, all right, this is the scenario. You have 5 staffs. One of them is unhappy for some reason and always complain about working loudly to everyone in your premises. So banyak complain lah. Lately, it is intensified, and a concerned staff member has informed you in confidence, in secret, that the rest of the staff intend to resign all at one go. What would you do? All right. So there's some space below. So I want you to key in your answers accordingly. All right. So we use this Google Sheet to DP your answers accordingly. All right. So we will break you into a before that. If I break you into in your breakout rooms, is there any questions? Ada? Tak ada? Tak ada? Tak ada. All right, Ken. Then let's split you into your breakout rooms then.
All right, all the best, everyone. I hope to hear from all of you. From you guys. Let's hear from you guys. After you went through the questions just now, what are your steps? What are you going to do about it? Right. Let's hear from group 1. I think the members there are Adiba Ahmad, Aisha, Ali Shahab, Alam Asadi, Maliana, Madam Muni, Siti Baisara. So who's going to be presenting from group 1?
Okay, Abang Azhar, ada share ni. Silakan.
Okay, what we do normally on the problems, we will go on to the ground with the staff and understand their problem they are facing. Okay, the number 1, and we call gather everyone's to let understand into their problems. In fact, they will elaborate out the individual problem. But somehow or rather, they will not tell us. Perhaps we have to call a private meeting individual and understand their needs. Or perhaps we need to know the virus, which are the key person into this team with the virus. So last but not least also, I will consolidate all the feedback and come with the solutions. I will do the consult with the unhappiness stuff in a diplomatic manners. So I will make decisions either to fire them or to keep them or to motivate them by some doing an increment or some of a less workload or maybe perhaps promotions I'm giving them. So I have to understand what are the key problems. That's all.
Hey, fantastic, Abang Azhar. Okay, all of you all agree, right? Is that group? This is how it's going to be done, right? I think basically it's fine. Just to add on to this is, I think you should have a hierarchy or a ranking of what to do first, then next. Okay, so anyone from your group want to tell me between 1 to 5, what will happen first? What's the first thing that you'll do? Let's call on, how about Madam Muni boleh? What do you think? The first thing that you're supposed to do. Is Madam Muni here? Sorry.
I think Madam Moni is busy on something.
Oh, okay, no worries. Okay. I tak nampak aku nampak okay. Okay. No worries, no problem.
Just now tadi I tak attend the discussion tadi.
I see.
Ada something on.
No problem. Okay, then kita, how about Aisha? How about you?
Actually, I would go for call for a meeting first.
Which one? Number berapa? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 2 first, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, Ken?
Sorry, Mr. Faz. Number 4 first.
Number 4 first, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Ken. So I would say that would be the best answer. Start with number 4 first. Okay, go to the root of the problem. Okay, sebab ada satu orang yang unhappy sebenarnya, tapi dia actually ajak orang lain pun tak happy bersama. Okay, right? So you go to the root of the problem, tackle that first. Tanya dia kenapa first. Have a private meeting with the individual. Most of the time, that can solve it first. Okay, so the rest of it, you tak payah acknowledge it. Kalau you dah undo dengan dia, orang tu akan undo juga the rest of it. Okay, then you kalau perlu pun, do number 2. To call a meeting, gather everyone to diffuse the situation. Maknanya sebenarnya everything dah okay. Kasih orang tu limelight, suruh dia cakap. Nanti dia sendiri akan cakap, actually kan everything dah okay lah, minta maaf lah. Macam tersilap ke, benda ke, saya dah faham ke, bla 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 ke. Jadi benda tu dah diffuse. Alright, as a boss, it's very important for you to also know, jangan buat terlebih. Okay, jangan buat terlebih. Okay, sometimes bila you buat terlebih, this thing can bite you back. Menyusahkan you kembali. So you tak payah buat too much. So do number 4 first, then do number 2, and then you try to keep it at that, insyaAllah. Okay, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? Razif, what's the worst that can happen, Razif? Let's hear your voice.
The worst that can happen if all the staff resign, is it? It will affect the company's movement because we need to find time to conduct interviews, do hiring. So I think from my view, if let's say one person is affected and then this intensified staff said to us that the others want to resign, for me lah, from my experience, it's not true lah. Maybe the other staff just hear from this one person then dorang macam layankan je lah, okay lah, resign lah, but actually deep inside they don't want to resign. So the best is just to talk to the unhappy staff, I think. And then once we know what are the problems, then we ask the unhappy staff to make a declaration in front of the rest. Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do.
And the worst that can happen is they all resign. Betul?
All resign, yeah.
Okay, so if they all resign, what happens?
Company will be affected. I mean, the sales, yeah,
So-
everything will be affected.
So what I'm trying to say here, yes, Abang Azhar.
Okay, it happens to me, because they are challenging me. If you think that the boss is always top, they challenge me that back then they challenge. If you think that the dapur tu senang, bawa masuk kerja lah, dia bilang. So kalau if I go in, I make sure everybody is out from the dapur. I told them, I challenge them. So I have 3 cook, all the 3 cook out, I do myself with another 1 more assistant. I run the company until within 1 week, I get a manpower back. That one was 2017 ago, sir.
Okay, bang, that one entrapment Next time jangan kena trap macam itu. Itu
Yeah.
is
I
apa tu?
know.
Is
That one
entrapment.
pasal itu apa panas barang ni orang dulu.
Sekarang you dah cool, don't worry. You tak
Yeah.
payah don't need to fall for this.
Tapi
Kalau
dah
you,
sekarang.
you kalau pandai buat, you pergi buat kan. Brother, if let's say I don't need you kan. You sekarang you boleh resign, you balik. No problem. I cari orang lain pergi buat. Okay, you punya kerja bukan kat dalam dapur bang. You punya kerja is to go and layan orang.
Abang Zul dulu sebelum pump iron dia pump orang.
Kan? You play. Betul tak? So, okay guys, if this thing happens to you, the worst thing that can happen is all of them resign. Tapi you berbalik kepada my advice to you earlier, which is every month have one Friday for you to interview staff. Bila you perlu ke you tak perlu, tak kisah. Interview saja. Every month keluarkan advertisement, bayar sikit tak apa, cari orang. Every month buat peruntukan duit, go and pay for it, get people to apply with you every month do a meeting kat Starbucks ke, dekat Abang Zul punya cafe ke, kan? You pergi, you can go to Alibaba shop, boleh makan ke, then you can go somewhere, sit down, go and relax and go and do interview. Every month buat, jangan tak buat. Okay, so kalau kena situation macam ni, adakah you akan menggelabah? Tak. Adakah you akan masuk dalam dapur? Tak juga. Relax je, cool je. Okay, make sure it's done every month.
Rasa F&B industry kita orang semua cepat panas lah, because the the environment kita selalu kat dalam dapur kan. Kat bawah dalam I feel juga Bang Zul. Kita tahu kita dekat bawah because we are not restaurant aircon panas.
Because there's a code say if you cannot take it the kitchen, get out from the kitchen.
They have to take the heat, kan?
You cannot. But for me now, I can take it the kitchen heat, but I need a fire brigade. Who is the fire brigade now? So the main boss are the one who help them now. So we eliminate once and forever. We not make the kitchen fire and fire again. So one time we eliminate the problem, solve for everything the problem.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, thank you everybody. Come, let's go to problem number 2, and let's hear from the group number 2, which comprised Aisha, Ustaz Azmi, Hanan, Madam Hania, Nazri, Brother Rafsan, Razif, and Sabirin Taha. Okay, jom. Who's presenting from group 2?
It's all the same question, right?
Lain.
Sama je.
Problem number 2 yang ni, second one.
Oh, sorry. I think we did problem number 1. We didn't see the tabs at the bottom.
Okay, tak apa. Kita go on the fly. Jom. Okay. Those of you yang tadi dalam room 2, okay, come. Let's do it together, insyaAllah. Okay, let's see the question. You hired a staff for a senior executive position 1 week ago, right? Throughout this whole week, this staff is unable to carry out the work she was hired for and kept on asking everybody else in the office how to do the job. You clearly remember this staff assuring you during the interview that she's capable on handling the work and has experience doing the same. You did not expect this coming from this staff because of the interview and of her resume. You really do not want to have to train the staff, and that is why you hired someone with experience, and you are paying a premium also for this position, senior position. So apa you akan buat?
Terminate.
Siapa tu? Nazif. Okay, number 1, answer. Jom, tulis. Terminate on the spot. After how many days? After that 1 week terus terminate lah.
Bagi dia 1 week notice ya.
Okay, alright. Okay, ni dapat. Tak bagi can tau. Okay, bagus. Alhamdulillah.
Ni kira kan dah kon artis ni. Ni dah boleh sue sama dia. Dia bagi lagi sikit boleh.
Dapat. Okay. So Razif dah kasih answer. How about ni Aisyah? Apa you nak buat Aisyah?
I think, well, actually, first, to be fair lah, maybe the person is still trying to get the bearings. So 1 week is still sometimes a bit not enough time to settle down. So that's why you have the 3-month thing. But at least for the first 2 weeks, you should get your bearings and move on. So talk to the person first and see what that person has absorbed during that first week, and see if there's anything that she can contribute further on. If not, then yeah, you're gonna have.
Wait. Aisyah, you admit. Apa jadi Aisyah?
Somebody muted me.
Tu tak. Ada time limit tau actually.
Oh, is it? Okay, sorry.
Tak. Okay.
So basically, meet the person first after 1 week, because you've already done 1 week, so you should know something about the company. If you still do not know how to contribute or to put your experience to use, then move on, cut your losses, and find someone who can. Because people lie during interviews all the time.
Okay.
Okay dah.
Alright. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. How about Azmi? Ustaz Azmi? How about Hanan? Madam Hania, silakan. Siapa yang ada answer, silakan. Just go ahead. What would you do? What would you do?
I will not terminate because I experienced this once. I did not terminate immediately because my concern is I need to have evidence that this person is not up to the expectation. So when after 1 week, not even 1 week, everything the person could not do, what I did was we clearly write a goal, what that person need to accomplish within 2 weeks. At the end of the 2 weeks period, then we evaluate, and it's very clearly that this person, I think she's very good in talking during the interview. So we and of course she has a so-called impressive resume. That is so I think the our mistake or error, we could have done a cross-reference first before hiring her. So we did not. Right. So after that 2 weeks, then we say based on this performance that you cannot perform. So that's where we actually not 1 week, we give her immediate. She has to leave immediately because it's not confirmed yet. So but because we already told her 1 week already, there's a lot of things that she could not accomplish. Very simple thing actually, which I expected an executive position person should be able to do. So I decided that because this person really cannot, but I cannot just terminate immediately. So that's what I did, and alhamdulillah able to terminate in a way that is amicable, because both understood that the accomplishment of goals were not met. So that's what I did.
Fantastic. Thank you, Madam Hania. Anyone from group 2 ada nak tambah apa-apa tak? Nak add on anything tak?
Actually, I have a question. I don't have anything to add on. I just want to ask, if this happens, what happens to the payment? I mean, do they get their full pay or?
Okay. Yeah, right. Kan. I will address that lepas ni ada payment part. Kalau I forget, ada remind me. Okay. Everybody else ada anything nak tambah? Anything else that you want to do? Nak buat barbecue ke, nak ajak dia berbual ke? Tak ada. Okay. Guys, the first 3 months, it is the most important time of employment. 3 months. If you terminate someone in that 3 months, nobody is going to stop you. You're not going to kena apa-apa benda pun. After 3 months, you dah confirm, okay, anything you do salah-salah, you definitely will be challenged to. Okay, but for the 3 months, you need to make sure that, now first thing is, make sure that you already set the clear targets. Not just targets, but whatever work expectations that you have is already set clearly. So remember just now I showed you the job description, what the work entail, the scope, right? Remember? I showed you the sample, right? That must exist. So the person knows what the person is supposed to do. Okay? They cannot read your mind tau. They need to know what to do. So you need to tell them what to do. But you don't need to teach them how to do it if you hired someone with experience and in a senior position. Meaning you're not expected to go and train how to do the job. You are expected to do the induction so that they know, they get their bearings, and they can actually get the job done. Faham? Clear tak this part? Okay, you need to train them to use the machine, because maybe this machine is not what they used to, but they know basically this machine yields what outcome. So they know how to get the job done, because that's based on their experience and the qualifications and that kind of stuff. Okay, you are not expected to go and teach them the basic stuff. Ini very important you kena tahu. Okay, very, very important. So if this happens to you, you must see your position, whether are you actually witnessing this thing directly, or is it somebody else witnessing this, or experiencing this under you, and it could be subject to bias. So what Madam Hania said just now is good, that she actually went to go and see for herself. Okay, because you need to eliminate the possibility of a manager below you is the one who is actually complaining about this person, cannot do this, cannot do that, and it may not be a fair assessment. So you bypass that step, you check first yourself. If really cannot do it, and your manager is fine, not biased, okay, and betul-betul cannot do, right? You quickly go and tell the person, have an open talk to the person, and ask the person straight up, can you really do this or not? Okay, you can give a 1 week extension to go and prove to you that it can be done without affecting any of your other staff. Maknanya jangan kacau-kacau lain-lain orang semua nak belajar ajar kau how to do it. No. You show me you can do it. I give you 1 week, that's it. Tak boleh buat, bye-bye. Bilang dulu. Tell in advance. At the expiration of this week, you cannot do it, this is the end. Fair? So tak ada terperanjat, you know, and all that. It's clear. Cannot do, that's it. It's your responsibility to find the next person to go and get the job done. That's it. Okay, don't prolong the pain. But be firm, be fair, and that's it. Boleh? Never make the mistake of crossing that 3-month period and sabar and tak apa and it's okay and tak sampai hati and all this nonsense. Please, do not do this.
I got a question. If the person is say, okay, you think they are, maybe they are still stepping to learn, and after 3 months, it's all right to extend their probation, right?
Can.
It's substantial reason being.
Can. But bro, you ask them to sign the acknowledgement that they agree to the extension of probation.
Okay, noted.
Yeah, that one is the most important part. So that they cannot say, yeah, you extended my probation without my consent. Then you withheld me from whatever benefits I'm supposed to get, what I'm supposed to be entitled to during the extension period, and that is unlawful. So get them to sign it. Then that's fine. But for me, jangan cross the 3-month period unless really is warranted. So in the first month, so important for you to make sure your eyes are really open, you assess and everything. Second month, do it. And if it was me, don't wait for third month to assess. Second month assess already, the final assessment. So you build up to the second month, that's it. Don't cross even the third month pun. Okay, boleh? Oh, sekarang baru nak fikir kita nak kena buat hiring every month kan? See, I told you so. Jom, let's go to the next third problem. Let's see, what is it about? Number 3. Anyone done? Room number 3, we have Lisa, Khalid, Mirza, Mok Ching Chong, Rizwan, Shannon, and Zara. Okay, let's see, what's the question? Let me read it up. You operate a small restaurant with 6 staff. Recently, you found out that a cook, a 29-year-old married man from Malaysia, and the assistant cook, a 48-year-old Singaporean lady, also married. I didn't say lady, Ayo. Okay, also married, were having a secret affair, but you did not want to believe it. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, last Saturday, after shop was closed, you caught them in the kitchen in a compromising situation. Allah. What should you do?
Quang.
Okay, anyway, like I said, all of these 3 are real case studies, okay? So, really happened.
Mulakan dengan bismillah ya. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so tadi I kata the first thing is panggil Imam Masjid azankan dua-dua. That's the very first thing lah. Okay, so this is what we have discussed. Rizwan, help me also. Okay, Rizwan. Okay, so the first one.
Wait, the woman older than the man, is it?
Yes.
Okay, we arranged a session with them to understand the situation better, give room for explanation. Walaupun dah clear cut lah, tapi kita give them room for them to explain. Consult external support, professional counselors to give advice if we couldn't handle the situation. Okay, and based on what si Zahra shared with us, kalau MOM, to give 2 warning letters, give them warning, and if the matters persist, then kita terminate. Okay, but from my point of view, back to the company value, discuss on who to let go of the key position, because kita kena understand the situation. Both of them are the cook, which is the key person. So kalau kita terminate dua-dua, restoran apa jadi kan, and it's just 6 staff. So another solution is what Rizwan mentioned, to refer to Dr. Malik sharing lah, transfer or relocate to the different shift schedule. Okay, mula-mula kita nak relocate to so-called macam branch lain, tapi looking at small restaurant, ada satu branch je kan. So kita relocate orang punya shift schedule. Kira kan mereka tak berjumpa, they cannot meet Okay, and for this one is like to let the matter cools off lah. So this is what we thought. Yeah, this one ada nak tambah?
I think yeah, that's much about it lah. Because you wanna let the situation cool down because now it's already heated up. So we wanna use the idea of relocation, but because they might be of value and asset to the company, so you just wanna let it simmer down while maybe also giving the counseling session, etc. lah, because we want to give them chances and such. But of course, in a religion point of aspect, if they are doing stuff, then I mean, yeah lah. So
awesome, fantastic. Okay, guys, my point of view is very simple. The reason why I mentioned that you operate a small restaurant is because it's a restaurant. I just want to set the trade first. So importantly, you need to assess whether or not this is a morality issue or this is an operationality issue. Okay, so morality wise is set by your own personal morality and standards. Betul? That's your values and everything. This one is your business, your restaurant, and certain part of your morality, your morals will also be there. Okay, notwithstanding that, it's not how to say, it may not be justified for you to go and terminate someone just because of moral grounds. Okay, so I agree with this, that you can have a session with them, talk to them, understand what's going on, and try to clear this up. Okay, you can ask them to get support, you can get some advice and clear this matter up, but do not go and fire them just like that. Tak boleh. Okay, now I need to take a 5 minutes break, toilet break. I want you all to discuss together. After you talk to them, what else can you do? Okay, because this is the most trickiest one actually. Yang paling susah. Can I see you in two and a half minutes?
Panggil Tok Kadi.
Married man.
Tok Kadi sepak dia.
Hai Ustaz Syakir.
I want to know which equipment in the kitchen is being touched by their compromising position. And they have to replace that.
Cancel dia punya polygamy.
Oh, actually, if we stay, like say we skip both stuff, I think it will affect the company in the future, Because my experience, I have this kind of experience when people are in love, right? Sometimes they get sidetracked lah. They will confirm get involved, put inside their emotional inside the work. So I think the best is just terminate one of them. Luar pandai-pandai lah korang nak buat apa kan. Tapi kat dalam kerja, I think it's the best to terminate one of them. Allah Allah.
I'm actually favorable to what Brother Rizwan actually shared just now, to actually split their working hours, because restaurants are actually operating on a long hour, right? So basically, one works on shift 1, the other one works on shift 2, such that they don't meet each other as much as possible. But if, in between shift 1 and shift 2, they, before shift 1 ends and then the shift 2 starts, if there's some kind of communication or interaction which is still inappropriate, then 2 warnings given and still not resolved, I feel that the last option is to terminate, although it's a difficult decision operationally.
Bilang dengan suami atau isteri dia.
Maybe what we can do is still the same thing. At the same time, we are going to recruit one more crew to be inside, work together with them. So along the way, we just observe. Sebulan 2 bulan cerita dia macam okay sikit, then we have to maintain that way. So either one, maybe we relocate them under cashier ke apa. Kalau macam sekiranya the things like consistently is like that, then we just kick one of them, and we still have one more chef. Ada satu chef yang baru kan tadi. So we still got two chef running in at the same time. So while the thing is going to change, then we masukkan lagi satu chef. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Opinion, I would kick off, I would terminate actually the Malaysian staff, because to me it's inappropriate for him to do that in Singapore, trying to wreck other people's marriage. I would save the lady, the Singaporean lady. Plus why susah nak dapat pekerja Singaporean. Malaysian senang sikit. So I would rather terminate the Malaysian and I get another one. Then we you know, sorry. Yeah, that's what I would do lah.
Okay, all right, interesting. Anyone else? Anybody else has any other opinions? This is a difficult one, right? Okay.
And also because it's COVID, you must disinfect the place, like, because I think everyone's talking about the thing being compromised. Yep, disinfect.
Yeah. Okay, now let's stick to the facts. Okay. I have to ask you this very simple thing. Okay, in the event that these things happen, are you okay for this thing to happen in your business or not in the first place? Okay, if you think it can be salvaged, it is not so bad, okay, then it's considered okay lah. Then you try to salvage it. Okay, if tak boleh salvage, then you need to put a hard stop to it. Okay, that is the answer actually, put a hard stop. So kalau put a hard stop to it because you cannot be salvaged, then just some of you gave some options, like for example, how about, can you repurpose them? One of them become a cashier or something. Betul tak? Okay, so I just want to let you know, kalau boleh jangan repurpose, unless number one, you ada their consent. Okay, because you hired them as a cook, not as a cashier, right? So they must be okay with the change of the job scope. Number two, you hired them as a cook, you're paying X amount of dollars. If you hire a cashier, you're going to pay Y amount of dollars. Different, right? Are you still going to pay X amount of dollars for a Y position job? The answer should be no. Okay, you have to be fair to your business. So kalau cashier,
changing that kan, it's like similar to like indirectly ask you to go.
So okay, so brother, kalau macam in your business kan, jangan ada ambiguity. You cakap biar open, black and white, keep it simple. So kalau you rasa you tak happy, di sini tak boleh berlarutan, you bilang dorang, look, this thing cannot continue anymore, full stop. Either you stop, or you change, or you go, something like that. Okay, you have to put it right on the table. Okay, don't go and fire people just straight away like that. No, sebab itu pun tak ada pendidikan manusia, maknanya you tak bagi orang can. Allah Ta'ala kasih kita can banyak kali. Kita semua banyak dosa. I banyak dosa. Allah Ta'ala still kasih can. So you should also kasih can. Tapi if you cannot condone it, you do not want it to happen anymore, then you have to state it. It's either stop, change, or that's it. Something like that. Okay. Now, in the event that you need to terminate one of the staff, or whatever it is, make sure you follow the requirements for it. Find the actual problem. Actual problem dia apa? Number one, that this is an immoral activity carried out in the business premises. Do you know, right, that if they are caught by the government, by the authorities, definitely akan kena, right? Correct. At the same time, you're supposed to have an employment agreement, which also prevents any of your staff from doing any indecent things. Right? This is the reason why employment agreement is so important. So if it does happen, you have grounds for you to do so. Okay, but before that, make sure you have the open conversation, make sure it's recorded, like, recorded as in it's written down and both parties sign it, agree it or something like that, and then give the person a chance to stop, to change. Tak boleh juga, then you have to do what you have to do. But follow a process. Okay, something like that. Right, okay, since Hamid is here, Hamid, boleh tak share sikit opinion Hamid? Dia handle banyak orang tau Hamid ni. Sekarang aku rasa lagi ramai orang lagi. Macam, boleh tak kasih sikit opinion? Macam?
I think I do agree with all the points that is being shared. It's important to address because we all companies ada different SOPs lah. So we have to address the situation according to the SOP itself lah. So kalau macam like what you shared just now, with regards to your employment agreement, talk about if you do those kind of illicit stuff or whatsoever, then you'll be taken to task. Then that is what that need to be done lah. Then of course with regards to that is one lah. Then not forgetting the law that binds everything lah, the MOM law lah, especially when it comes to, because he was talking about in Malaysia and Singapore, so all that will also come into play lah.
Thank you, bro. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so guys, ultimately, right, I think your job is really called out for you lah. If you're going to be a boss, you're going to be an employer, you're going to run the business, you're definitely bound to go through this kind of issues one way or another, right? Importantly, I think is to actually be ready, be mentally okay, be mentally fit to go through it, inshallah. And remember that no matter what happens, however difficult it may be, inshallah is something that you can overcome, inshallah. Okay, that's the reason why kita really have to be better lah, kan? As a business owner yang take education also seriously, right? Learn up as well. We also have to make sure we also look after our relationship with Allah Ta'ala, right? So bila kita minta doa, when we are faced with difficult situations, mudah-mudahan Allah Ta'ala pun bantulah kita ultimately, right? So there's a lot of things that we need to do, right? Agree or not, guys? Right, let's do something, inshallah. Okay, so with this, let me just finish off with going into the last part, which is about the Gen X and Gen Y and all that, the interesting punya stuff. So I'm going to give you some info, and I'm just going to share with you all these things, and from there I think you boleh dapat tengok the differences lah. Let me just share my screen quickly. Don't worry, it's not going to take too long. Okay. So yeah, so Gen X, Millennials, Gen Z. Okay, 3 different age groups. At the end of the day, all of them are people. Okay, so our duty as people who are actually running business and employing other people, we need to know their needs and their motivations, because everybody is different. Okay, if you want to sit down and talk about alamak Gen Z macam ni lah, alamak millennial macam itulah, I tell you this story will never finish one. Everybody has something negative to say sebenarnya. So to me, actually, there's no point. Okay, we harness everybody's strengths and we understand what their needs and motivations are, then we can actually do a better strategy. Okay, I'm also going to share with you my strategy a little bit about hiring Gen Z and post-COVID lah, because I think it's going to be a very big hot topic. And as you know, in December and January every year, all your internet, all your Facebook and everything, all your Instagram will be flooded with more stories about this kind of topics, because there's a movement going on or not, I also do not know. Anyway, so strategy wise, we're just going to cover a little bit about what to do, what not to do lah. Okay, so let me share with you this. Where is it? Mira, dekat mana Mira?
Can you click the first one? Yeah. Yeah, that one, higher region.
Okay, best.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to give you this table. Okay, inshallah, it will be a lifesaver. Inshallah, it was a lifesaver for me. Anyway, kita compile this ourselves, right? I want you to understand the different categories. Okay, we started off with the baby boomers part. These are our parents' age. Then we have the Generation X, which stops at 1977. We have the Zennials, right, which overlaps actually, 1978 to 1983. Of course, you can siapa yang on the fence, will say, oh tak adalah, start here, start there, doesn't matter lah. This is general sikit lah. Okay, and we have Millennials and we have Centennials. Okay, importantly also to understand where they are in terms of size. This is US population size, right? Of course, you can research a bit more and find Asia punya size. Okay, they also have a lot of facts about them. They also have, like, this is for you to understand why they are how they are. Right? This a little bit about their childhood. Okay, how they were brought up and everything. Okay, read this up, inshallah. Okay, attitude towards work. Okay, so I'm gonna just share with you a little bit in terms of to make it a bit more easier to to manage, because it's quite a bit of information here. The people who you will be hiring, I think mostly will be in the E and F categories. Okay, but I gave you a whole table because it is an evolution juga lah. Dia ada macam series lah, certain things happen dan baru, the younger generation kan, macam dia kan ikut kan. So for you to understand, right? From here then also you can see what is going to happen next. Agak-agak lah what's going to happen next. Okay, so the important stuff that I want to bring up to you is this. Millennials were initially perceived as the most difficult group lah, blah blah blah, macam-macam, orang kena banyak flag actually. Okay, alright. Initially, I think a lot of shit was thrown at them, to be frank. Okay. However, I wanted to say this. At that point in time, everybody was scared. Okay, but this is also something which is feeded to us, is to make us worry and make us feel scared and blah blah blah. Okay, ultimately, bila kita go through and we find that actually, alhamdulillah pun, a generation that people say so many bad things about pun, at the end of the day are very resilient. They are also running business. They are also making good money, and they are also successful in their own rights. So at the end of the day, what happened? Okay, I'll share with you my point of view what happened. What happened is that actually we are all humans, and when we go through something, kita will change. And change is the only constant, right? So at the end of the day, we will all wisen up. If we were not wise earlier, we will wisen up. If we didn't know something, kita will learn up. It's a normal process. So whatever their age are, when they go into life as it is, whatever they did not know, they will learn along the way. Importantly is to give everybody a chance to learn the things that they have not learned. Okay, and for them to become good at it, inshallah. I think that's what we can actually do as a business owner, as someone who hires people. Now, when we talk about centennials, the kind of exposure that we're getting now on the internet is that they are even worse than millennials and blah 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 and all that. Okay, fine. Okay, for me, I don't want to go and bash them up also. All I can say is that we must find ways and means to make sure that we are able to attract them, we are able to actually work with them, and we are able to move forward juga. That I think is the main thing. Okay. However, we must also set ourselves on certain things lah, like certain things that we can and certain things that we cannot do. So for that, I will go through with you my certain do's and don'ts lah. Okay, do's and don'ts, and it's not limited to just centennials ke millennials ke apa, tak ada. It's general. Okay, so you can use this inshallah quite easily. Okay, so 5 things that you need to do to make a stand on early in your business and stick to it. Remember, the things that I always share with all of you in MOTD, they're selalunya consistent tau. I rasa that I have been very consistent. Even I think those of you who have been with me from the start, people like Shanan, people like Maliana and Hamid, people like Ashura, Madam Murni, you all tahu. Okay, my way is very simple. I don't bullshit people, and it's very consistent because I believe in consistency in what we do and in growth. Okay, so I'm going to tell you also the same thing again here. Look, when you're dealing with people, in your organization, you need to make a stand with things clearly early on in your business. Maknanya set targets, set your meeting schedules, set your expectations.
Sorry, Faz, there's a black box on the screen.
Okay,
yep,
is it better now?
Yes, thanks.
Okay, sorry. Something was overlapping. So you need to make sure that these things are actually discussed and agreed upon in the first place. Okay, not when there are problems. Sebelum problem, kita settle dulu, kita cakap dulu. Okay, so yang tadi that I go through dengan you, the 5 steps that you need to do, right? In the 5 aspects, right? Make sure these things are done for your business. Okay, make sure you buat betul-betul. And yang tadi I cakap dengan you, that one tip about hiring people, make sure you do it every month tu, please buat also. Okay, later nanti when we meet inshallah for our group sessions by industry, I will go through with you how to simplify things, how to help each other out to simplify things. Nanti you akan nampak sebenarnya benda ni lagi senang daripada apa yang that you thinking right now. Okay, I will show you the steps, but these are the steps. It's very consistent. So the 5 things that you need to make a stand on is there are 5, and why there are these things is because I want you to make sure that when you run a business, you nak cari duit senang tak? Easy for you to find money? No, right? Betul tak? Satu putu piring you jual berapa je kan? 5 berapa je kan? You kena jual beratus-ratus ke beribu-ribu satu hari, betul tak? In order for you to get a certain amount per day, times 1 month, then you can make sure you pay everything, right? Kan? Abang Khalid, dia punya paste pun berapa dia jual? $6, $8, betul tak? You nak jual banyak-banyak baru you boleh actually pay for all the bills. True? Okay, it's like that. It's the same across all of us. Okay, so because of this, you need to make sure that you get your money's worth, right? So whoever you hire, you actually get the money's worth for your business, and things are actually working out for you. You need to make sure that it does. So number one, you need to make sure there is a certain quality of work. I don't have this in the screen, so it would help if you could maybe write it down perhaps. Okay, these are the 5 things. And number 1 is the quality of work. Okay, so do not settle for less. Okay, do not settle for less. So kalau you nak hire someone, whatever level, either assistant ke, executive ke, whatever level lah, make sure the quality that you nak, you dapat. Okay, ni tak boleh compromise. So Adiba, kalau you nak satu orang masak satu lauk in a certain way, you nak that quality, kan, you punya dah berapa tahun punya level, orang tahu, right? Satu hari orang datang rasa dah tahu dah, ini dah lain macam ni, I will not come to your shop. The person will stop coming to your shop. Betul tak? Correct tak? So when that person you hire, dia masak kena sama quality macam you punya parents punya masak, tangan dia kena sama tangan. So that's the reason why I say you cannot settle for less. Quality mesti kena capai, no choice. Okay, so benchmark kena ada. So you kena take whatever steps that you need to take to make sure that you reach the quality standard. So sama ada you kasih dia SOP ke, sama ada you kasih dia ramuan punya percentage ke, something lah you kena buat, make sure orang tu boleh ikut. Alright, this is very important. Okay, it applies to all of you Nazri, Ruana, cara masak pun kena ikut whoever, siapa yang tolong you sama juga. Alright, okay, in all of your business so Ali, cara delivery of your sofa ke, installation ke, layan customer ke, semua kena sama juga. So quality is important. Number 2 is quantity. So this is the part where you measure output. Okay, so maknanya if you have one person yang you hire who is able to give you a certain output, tadi remember Guna say if the person can flip 300 patas a day, then they are okay, they are at 70% level. That is what I'm talking about. So kalau Aisyah, you kena tahu that you person yang you hire, dia boleh diri kat situ from what time to what time, and dia boleh keluarkan berapa banyak putu piring dalam satu hari. Dia boleh siapkan. Example. That is what you need to do. So focus on the quality, measure the output, and then you kena check feedback. Feedback ni is either you nak tunggu customer feedback ke you nak cari feedback sendiri. For the output tu kan, you nak suruh customer bilang you ke you nak pergi find out yourself? The answer is you kena find out yourself. Understand tak? Before the customer tell you. Pasal kalau customer tell you, it's already too late. Okay, so when measuring output, if you have to put one person, you panggil Ashura boleh tak Ashura, you datang my shop, you duduk sini, you tengok my staff ni, diorang betul-betul jual 500 paket of putu piring dalam satu hari tak? You hire Ashura example for one day. No Ashura lah, cari orang lain. Ashura kita punya, okay? Okay, cari orang lain. Okay, so orang tu duduk sana, you bayar dia measure output, dia kira. Right? Isn't it better you sendiri dah tahu daripada customer complain cakap, idea ni lama tau, tunggu 3 jam tau, tak dapat. You punya putu piring, you punya putu piring sedap ke? Sampai macam itu. Sebab ada luka kat hati, nampak? Okay, so you kena focus on that. Make sure the quantity which is given out is also good. Okay, number 3 is expectations. Okay, this part is about making sure that apa yang you expect is communicated to the person in the correct way. So kalau Razif dia expect orang tu boleh buat A, B, C punya benda, kan? 3 things that the person must be able to do, then he must communicate it to the person. Okay, I cakap pasal driver je lah, example driver je. So Razif employed a driver. So orang tu tak, dia tengah thinking, aku kena drive lah, hantar barang. Tapi Razif tak, kau kena datang what time, kau kena make sure benda ni loaded into the vehicle, Kau kena drive dengan cermat, kau kena check whether petrol cukup ke tak cukup. Kalau tak cukup, pergi top up dulu duit kat dalam glove compartment. Then kau deliver, make sure kau unload dulu baik-baik. Kau kasih kat orang tu, kau senyum, kau sign, baru kau masuk. You faham tak? Dia ada step dia. So make sure these expectations are being communicated. So very important. Pasal kalau you tak communicate expectations, you will not get what you want. Then there will be some suffering of quality lah. Alright, that's number 3. Okay, number 4 is regular feedback. Okay, kenapa tadi kita go through one example of problems yang kita face kan? Dan ada satu orang unhappy dan dia pergi, mention to everybody else and semua nak resign and everything, betul? Why did I touch on it? Not just because it's real, but because that shows that you tak buat regular feedback. Kalau ada regular feedback, who's the first to hear it? You, not the other staff. You understand, right? So you need to have regular feedback sessions. So Mirza, what do you think can be done for regular feedback sessions? Let's hear from you. Macam mana?
Get in touch with the team members or your team members regularly. Know them personally. Yeah, make the effort to know them personally, like the Springleaf Guna said, know your people, have empathy for your people, and connect with them lah. Then that's all lah. Yeah.
Awesome, fantastic. So to build on what Mirza just said, one of the key things that you need to do is to build trust. Okay, build trust with your staff. Maknanya, if you have a proper trust system, dia boleh percaya tau that dia boleh bilang you kalau dia ada problem. Imagine kalau dulu Abang Azhar, dia very garang. Okay, badan dia pun pumped up. Okay, kalau ada orang buat salah, rasa dia nak bilang tak? Bos, saya dah buat salah, bos. Pump, sila dia kena apa? Dia kena tu buat one side, besok pun dah MC 4 hari. You understand my point tak? So dia tak trust tau. Dia tak ada cakap tau dia ada problem. Okay, tapi kalau Abang Azhar sekarang, Alhamdulillah, dia senyum, handsome, dia bercakap dengan dia baik-baik, dia pun cakap dengan kita baik-baik. Right? So, my point is, kalau you dah build trust, diorang kalau salah pun, diorang akan inform you. So, when you hear, you pun cool, diorang kata apa, this is how you correct it, go and correct it. I give you the chance to correct it, you go and do it. Okay? Then they will give you feedback without any fear. Then do all the things yang Mirza tadi mentioned, right? By building the rapport so that these things can be corrected. Alright? Now, last but not least is item number 5. This is reward along the way. Reward along the way. So, if you need to, in order for you to actually run a business properly with hiring all these people, you cannot wait to reward someone after 10 years. Itu you tau. That's you are the one running the business. You boleh tunggu 10 years. Tapi sekarang punya generation, Gen Z ke, Millennials ke, Centennials ke, whatever lah. Kan? Dia sebelum dia join, dia nak reward dulu tau. Tanya Madam Uni, betul tak Madam Uni? Hari ni datang interview, Madam, what can you give me for my bonus today? Belum lagi sign dotted line, nak bonus lah? Macam itu. Okay? It can happen. So, you need to be prepared first. Prepared first maknanya you have the plan ahead. How is the reward structure for these employees, for all of the staff? Prepare dulu reward structure. So once it's prepared, you can stick to it. You can tell them our reward structure is like this. You kerja 1 year, kita kasih you increment. Bonus, maybe, yes. But it depends on this, depends on this. Tapi kalau you bagus, insyaAllah kita pun nak bayar you juga. No issue, insyaAllah. Okay, if it's contractual, yes, we'll give you no matter what. Then you tell them, no matter what, 1 year kita akan kasih you juga. For example. Okay, any other benefits apa semua, bilang. Put it down. Kenapa Aisyah? Why is it so important kena do this? Kenapa Lisa? Why is it so important to do this? Tell me. Kan kita macam dah overpromise kan? Telling them all this bonus lah, all the reward lah, isn't it membebankan? So why this crazy coach is telling you to do this? Why? Oh, Aisyah, why?
not to over promise lah, but at least you know, when they see all these benefits that we are giving to them, they actually will perform better for the company in a way.
Okay, it's a means to stimulate, right?
Yep.
Okay. How about you, Lisa?
As a form of motivation.
Okay. Okay, tadi Aisyah macam motivation. Kalau selain daripada motivation apa?
As in how to say, to push them to move forward, to prove themselves that they are capable of doing things.
Okay. Alright. So maknanya to spur them on lah. So jangan dorang patah semangat lah, perhaps. Okay. Alright. These are all good reasons. I want to tambah one more. Is because of this that I give you here, nanti you baca. Okay. Dorang punya cara pemikiran is a bit different. They actually want to focus on growth. Okay. They actually want to be rewarded along the way. They don't want to wait too long for it to happen, because that's the reason why I give you yang lain-lain, Generation X and Boomers. These two generations, they waited a long time before they actually benefited much in that sense. They put in many years. So the younger generation see that the older generation work too hard, terlalu banyak sangat time which is wasted. So they want to get it faster. Okay, so if they are thinking in that way, wouldn't it help if you actually tell what you are comfortable to tell, right? You put it transparently dulu, so that the person, when they work with you, they are more genuine, they are more open, and there is nothing hidden here and there. Faham tak? Okay, but focus on what you are okay with lah. Janganlah buat extra. Birthday party worth $10,000 every year. You know, nanti kalau if you get married, I give you a free 10 days 2 nights, 10 days 9 nights, wedding punya ke, tak ada lah. Yang sepatutnya what you are okay with, but make it transparent. Orang lagi senang, lagi mudah untuk join you, lagi terbuka hati dorang. That's it. Okay? Okay tak? I thought you dah stress Macam mana nak hire orang ke? Nak hire ke tak nak hire ni? Is that what going through your mind? Anyway, there are many other options lah. Okay, so don't worry about it so much, insyaAllah. But if you really are hiring people, at least try to do this, keep it open, so that it is a much easier process for you, insyaAllah, in future. Kita nak senang, lesser headaches when dealing with HR. Okay. Now let me see. Is there anything else I need to go through with you? I think not. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So let me just finish up by asking all of you lah. When you are running a business and when you are going through all these things, when you actually have human resources in your business, you rasa there are some challenges, right? It's actually not easy, right? Betul tak? Siapa yang rasa senang? Anybody? Anyone feel very easy to have a lot of people hired in your business? Ada sesiapa? Tak ada. Mr. Rafsan cakap boleh motok. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you hire your own family pun susah. Actually, you hire orang lain pun susah. Okay, why? Because you're dealing with people. That's always going to be a challenge. Okay, and it's because not easy also to deal with yourself. Bukan kita cakap orang luar je, kita pun sama juga. Okay, it's a mutual thing. Jangan kita je yang bagus. Right, orang lain yang salah tak ada. Kita pun ada macam-macam problem juga. Okay, so because of that, it's a human thing. It's a human thing. So whatever I shared with you today, the 5 steps that you're supposed to do, you're supposed to have in your business, inshallah, try to get it done. I think it will help you, definitely will help you. Okay, all the resources that I've made available for all of you, please go and use it, inshallah, for your business. Okay, so that you can, these are tools, simple tools, and it's all proven, definitely can help. And last but not least, the dealing with multi-generations in your company, this table help you to understand them, how they think, what they want, what they need. so that you can make better decisions, you can also approach them in a better way. Jadi sebelum you nak termarah-termarah ke, you nak terhappy-happy ke, you calm down dulu, you understand dulu, baru you deal with them in a cool punya cara, insyaAllah. Boleh? Can? Okay, let me hear from you. Last, before we close, let me hear from you. Adakah you rasa that you are able to handle HR a bit better, insyaAllah, for 2022? Are you ready now? Lisa, macam Lisa?
Okay lah, I think it's timely, and you know that I needed this most lah. And looking at all the templates, at least I know what to do. It opened my eyes lah. Macam ada certain things yang I buat salah, and I have to, you know, cepat-cepat back up and do things correctly. And I think I ada highlight few things lah yang I nak buat sangat. Okay. First is study the template orientation videos. I think that is very useful lah. You know, lagi nanti when we have 2 branches and more orang, I have to look into that. And also the induction list. I think that's very, very important. Untuk orang baru masuk tak lost. At least, and then I highlight on the first 3 months tu is very important lah. So kalau macam lebih daripada 3 bulan, kalau kita rasa dia tak boleh handle benda tu, then we have to really think through lah. Yep.
Okay. Awesome, insyaAllah. Okay, I don't want to delay further. I want to hand over the mic to Mr. Rafsanjani. Right, he's from Saffrons, very, very respected member of the Muslim business community. Okay, let's hear from him, insyaAllah. Dia punya sharing on HR, his views. Let's give him a warm welcome. All right.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay lah, when I was invited, terkejut juga lah. Actually, we also have our own issues lah. Having a company, running a company with over 100 staff, not easy. Especially then, you know you need someone to be managing your HR lah. You are running the business, you can't be managing yourself. So actually, the HR position is a very, very strong anchor in the company. So I want to share with you why actually I fired my HR also. When you have a bad anchor, first you have to get rid of the anchor, because that anchor is gonna sail your boats away in different directions, and then you just have a tattered ship. So we had a very good system where we can capture every employee's progress and all that. So when this HR came on board, she actually continued my vision of how we want the company being run, and everybody, so that we can track everybody's record and all that, so that we can have everybody on a progressive path and all that. So being a quite experienced person in the industry, she has quite a good track record and all that. So there was a place where I gave her a lot of trust lah. So of course, every employee, like I think Mr. Gunalan shared, you must give the trust, benefit of doubt before you even judge any person or anything. So everything was going nicely, smoothly, until we start hearing stories lah. So when you hear stories about your HR, that's the first thing you need to investigate lah, because the HR is supposed to be a person of very impartial. They cannot be, leaning towards anybody's side, and they need to be the company's left-hand person. Needs to be the company anchor, because they are the one upholding the company's value and running it. Because people will be questioning the HR if the HR is not doing something right. So then after close to 2 years, started to hear stories. So I feel very because I let go a lot of the HR part to the person already, so that I can focus on the business. So then after hearing this story, slowly I pasang telinga balik into the HR part of the business. But while digging deeper and finding my own answers lah, doing like interviews with people individually and also in groups, because when you do individually, people will share with you things that they won't want to share in groups, and doing in groups make them think of what they want to say clearly, properly, make sure they don't lie, You know, and because another person also can counter, say, hey, no, this is not how it goes and all that. This is not what happened. Yeah. So why I had to fire? Because my HR became a virus. So when your HR became a virus, if you don't quickly nip it in the bud, then there'll be a problem lah. Because she she was a very important person in the company because a lot of people followed her lah. So when I fired her, actually quite a number of people left with her, which didn't bother me because I thought we will just rebuild, because it's very important to rebuild and go forward lah, rather than you pull along people who are carrying on the same virus and poison. Yeah, so it left me very tattered because I had to pull a lot of pieces back together to build up the whole thing. So because we actually, when we got her on board, we got a new system on board. She was supposed to spearhead the system, and then when I found out, my downfall was I didn't do a periodic check. Fast confirm like, padam muka kau. Then so I didn't do a periodic check on how the progress of that particular program went because I was too busy with my central kitchen development. So yeah, I was being spread too thin. So then that's where when I came back to it, then I realized, hey, after 1 year of using this program, like why is it still not being set up properly? Why are we still doing certain things manually when we could have been using the program that we are paying thousands of dollars for? Like during the training phase, like I saw it was being used all nicely. So my downfall was, yeah, I didn't do the periodic check. So it's very important to always check periodically with your staff, especially when you have new projects, new programs, and especially for anchor senior positions, people you give power to, make sure that they don't abuse it, because you always have to check back that they are using it wisely and properly. Because HR position in the wrong hands, people with HR power, they can manipulate a lot of things and a lot of stuff. Yeah. So after I fired another 2 more HR. I hired another one, but this time around, I was like what Abang Faz advice, jangan tunggu lama-lama, nanti lama-lama nanti problem nanti. So yeah, so the next one, the second one, I think I did still let pass the 3rd month because mainly I was short-handed. So that one is also my downfall. I was short-handed. I had to have someone to fill in the role to do all the administrative work because I was really tied down. So but I handhold a lot. So but while that handholding, I realized this person wasn't fit for the position. Definitely not fit for the position. So even though the person willing to learn, but I need someone who can go running. Comes down to the point where my expectation, and I don't want to settle for something that I need to handhold forever because I have other projects to run. So I need someone who's ready to straightaway take off. So I fired the second HR. And before firing, I already interviewed for another person. So the 3rd HR came beautiful on paper. Previous experience, 2 years in a similar capacity company, similar size company, running with foreign workers, locals, the same amount of workforce. So I was like, wow. So okay. So but I already, because of the first few HR, I already know what I'm supposed to look out for. Wait, can you hear me? Okay. So I already know what to look out for. So I already have my sets of standards that I need the person to meet, because she already interviewed me. I interviewed her. She already said that she is capable of doing all this. Like what Abang Faz said, okay, wow, beautiful, can do everything that I need. Okay, is there. So then start me putting in certain periodic tests. What to see whether this person really can do this. So I purposely put problems so that to see whether they can solve or not. Actually not real problems, but I purposely create some problems like breadcrumbs to see whether of the quality of the person. We need to do this because sometimes it will take too long if we wait for a actual problem to come and occur. So how we do it is we leave breadcrumbs. Actually, this one can do for any employees also. You give them situational problems and see how they solve it. Then you can see what kind of person they are. So when this third HR came on board, her promises was the sky for me. Say, don't worry, this one I might settle before this kind of industry, blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay, I want to see, okay, for this position, you'll literally be my left hand in the company. So I need to be able to trust you. I was very open. I said, I need to be able to trust you. If there was ever a slightest hint that I couldn't trust you, then I will have to relook at your position and all the authority that I'm going to give you. Either I relocate you to admin, no HR facilities, then we'll see how it goes. So knowing that, I was already telling her that trust is of the matter in this role. So within the first month, I got my first thing, right? Okay, something wrong somewhere. So then within the second month, I think the circuit breaker where everybody had to work from home, she became uncontactable while working from home. So everything started to come to my phone. I was like, where the hell is this person working from home, not working? Like employees calling me, outside vendors calling me. I said, it's supposed to be directed to her. Oh, she's not answering the phone. Oh, uncontactable. I've been calling since morning. I screenshot me 5 missed calls, different time. But she's telling me that she's at work. I'm doing work. I'm at work. Like, then, so it became untrustworthy. So I gave benefit of doubt. Being at home, I know with children, sometimes have issues and all that. So I said, okay, no, but the first thing is foremost, be I'm very open. I told every of my staff, you can come. My door is always open. You can come and ask me anything, tell me anything. I'm just very straightforward. You got problems at home? Okay, you need to work later time. I got no issues as long as things get settled. If it comes to me, means something is not being done. You are not doing your work. So there is also an issue. So third HR didn't last even 2 months. Bye. So until now, I'm HR. But it's a bit of, so I have another staff who's filling some of the administrative roles. I'm still actively hiring. Anybody got any HR, good HR to, come my way. So, but okay, HR can be an easy thing as long as you got a very good standard SOPs, but you need an anchor person. If you're doing it yourself, have a good SOP, follow it. Then previous speakers have said, you must have a DNA of your company, the morals that you stand for, like the case about the married man, married woman. If the company's moral says that, okay, this one is no go, gotta go. Because if they do it once, yeah, we can give humans chance, but there's a saying that leopard never change its spot. Once they taste the forbidden fruit and they know that it's possible for them to do something, it will happen again. It happened in my industry before, friends industry, we know this kind of thing happens. So if you think the company can forgo with these people, forgo them. Tak boleh simpan. Because you see, the thing is that having a lot of employees, what you do with one employee shows the rest of the employees, oh, this is where the boss stands, this is where the management stands on things. If you don't, like the saying goes, if you don't stand for something, you don't stand for anything. So being a Muslim and a Muslim business, we must stand for something with moral. So kalau benda yang ni, is immoral in segi, don't say personal or whatever lah. We are supposed to be Muslims first, right? So if it should be in our business DNA that we are a Muslim business. No matter what, of course, other businesses can have a different standard of morals, but for us, we are Muslims. Our first standard of the top priority is kita orang Islam, kita follow the sunnahs. So our morals must be very strong. Been inculcated to me from the time my mom started business. When we were young, she kept telling us, we do it because not to be prosperous or what. We do it to help other people. That's why employing and giving people employment and chance is very important. So morals, if you give these people a chance and then they do it again, it's just a slap to your face. So it's better to cut off the virus before you even get a chance to get slapped on your face. That's how I feel. Yeah. So yeah, proper SOPs. If you have a lot of employees, you definitely need someone to juggle this administrative work. Really hate it, all the MCs, leaves, boom. But yeah, if you have viruses in the company, like Abang Malik say, it's either you promote them and make them your anchor person, but you make sure that you cultivate the virus to work like a antibiotic. Masuk dalam badan orang tu kasi dia baik instead of masuk racun. So antibiotic helps you, but actually antibiotics is a viral thing that you put in your body to fight something along those lines. Not Dr. Malik, mana Dr. Malik? Okay, so yeah. So these various people, I got a lot of these people in my company. So we give them a position. Either we put them in a position where they cannot infect anybody, put them in a place where they don't work with a lot of people, or you put them in a place where they juggle a team, and then you make them know that you're watching them and you want them to be solid. They must be accountable for this. They will work for you very hard, and they will make sure that team get whipped up also because they know it's their name on the line. This virus usually dorang ada marwah tau, dorang nak, don't want to be malu. So you, like Abang Malik say, you promote them or you get them up. Correct, that's the correct way. That's what we also do down here. So if you really cannot, like we ever got rid of someone who's been working with us for 15 years. I'm not kidding you, 15 years. He knows our business in and out. Biryani recipe, mutton masala recipe, every single DNA of the company. He literally can go out and anybody got money to pump him, he can replicate all the food. But we had to get rid of him because he was being quite a poison also. But then mutually at the back, he spoke to the bosses, say that he will never replicate forever that he's learned. He will not, he say it's not in him. So okay, alhamdulillah lah. Maybe with God's grace that we are running the business, like I say, with morals and all that, people also are nicer to us. Yeah. Any question? Aku kadang-kadang side track or berbual.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rafsanjani. Anybody has any question for Mr. Rafsan?
I have a question.
Abang Zul, tembak Abang Zul.
Okay, Jani, how can you trust the initial punya HR by giving them a compass to access the MOM punya, website, all the company personal things dalam compass? How do you control to that?
That one, the good thing about Compass is everything they do is already tagged to their fingerprint. Diorang yang bikin. So
I mean you instruct them macam certain level kan dia ada.
Correct. So for HR, usually for me, my HR have all access to all the leave, CPF, MOM, all that. I give them all access because it is part of their job scope. Kalau they don't do that, then siapa nak bikin? Aku kena bikin lagi. Okay. So I will impart everything, but make sure they report it to you, what they have done, like every week, okay, I've done this, boss, this, or at the end of the month, give you a report. Okay, renewed for this person, applied for this person, rejected, this, that. The good thing about Compass is if you log into Compass, you can see the history, whatever they do, whatever your employee does, you can see the history. They login ni ke, orang login tu ke. Yeah. But Compass leceh lah nak kena kasi access.
Second question, the second question, I'm facing a problem for my new company to access the WP and the EPOL. So I cannot access even though I've been instructed, I'm appointed to check my WP, check my EPOL, ni semua. I cannot access. Is there any other things that I can connect with the MOM? In fact, we already called them and there's nobody answer and reply to us our email.
Dorang semua sekarang MOM is now working from home a lot lah. Most of the MOM officers are all working from home. You get calls suddenly at 7 p.m, 8 p.m. I say, what the hell? It's not even my working hour. Why are you calling me? It's like, okay, but yeah, MOM memang sekarang dorang system dengan dorang is being a BITCH. Pardon me, minta maaf. But yeah, you for the smash meal that one,
Yes.
CPF account all up already. So
everything is up already. In order, everything.
POL, WPOL account also.
Everything up already.
But you cannot log in. When you log in,
I
the
cannot
pop-ups
log
don't
in.
show. Don't show
Yes,
your
never show.
PUN.
In
It
fact,
happens.
already 2 months ago, we are able to view, but it's already dragging us almost 3 months.
Oh.
Because we set up the CPF contribution since this year on April.
Okay. And you should be able to hire. Actually, within the first month, you already can prorate and hire already.
Yes.
Yeah, but you still unable to. Have you tried
Unable to.
iSubmit?
We are still
The
waiting
iSubmit
for
report
their
dah.
result.
The iSubmit report.
Submit report macam mana?
iSubmit.
Dah email dengan dorang lah, everything lah.
But still no reply.
No reply.
Lambat memang.
So we wait until now lah, dah almost 3 months lah.
There's 2 ways for you to go. Go to the merchant association of your area. Get the merchant association will help. Number 2 is go straight CMP.
I think I have to look for Malik already.
Dr. Malik ada orang dalam banyak. Yes. Dr. Malik ada orang dalam banyak. But this is the 2 ways lah. Previously also there's another company who asked me the same thing. One is go to your merchant association because they got direct access to government bodies. Number 2 is go direct to meet the MP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe Coach Faz or Dr. Malik can add to Brother Azhar for this problem.
Okay.
So Paul, you dah lodge your email tak to them?
Apanya Faz?
You wrote to them already. Emailed to them.
Yeah,
already.
we already wrote and we follow up yesterday also again. The second email that we tried to call them, nobody answer. And in fact, we need to access into the application of quotas, either work permit or S-Pass or EP, whatever, so on. But we can't view. Even though inside the Corp Pass, we already authorized into the ACRA, kita buka semua kan. So we already contribute CPF juga. Supposedly, we already have the work permit.
Okay, I tell you sekarang, right now, dorang punya, it's not their focus for them to worry so much about foreign manpower. So that's why, they're not so interested to help. Let's just put it that way.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So kalau macam really you really need to get this thing done, I suggest you make sure that you dah email, dah ada paper trail, everything semua ada. Okay. Then you go and see your MP at the meet the people session. You bring all these things, then you lodge it with them. Bilang that you need help, right? And of course, this one you nak marah-marah boleh bang. So you pakai t-shirt ketat-ketat, MOTD main t-shirt, you pergi.
Bang Azhar is in SMCCI. You can also bring it to chambers also to.
Oh lah, I already talked to them.
Useless. Then you forget about it. Go to MP. Straight.
I told them about my problem that my guys are cannot able to come in. They say, yeah, I will help you. Satu benda pun tak datang.
No, but that's the thing. It's the MOM side. Is the MOM side is the one that's tying us down.
I really boil.
Relax.
Hey, you fried chicken, not boiled chicken. No.
Okay, I ada last question boleh?
Boleh, silakan.
Okay, alright. So for Rafsan, when you hire your HR kan, is it you use macam an agency yang memang specialize in HR ataupun it's just like an open?
No, it's an open job ad. We do an open job ad. Yeah.
So kirakan with specific qualifications of HR, and then you depend on their experience and everything, is it?
Correct. Then we do like 2 rounds of interview, and then we also we do check on references. References very important because I did do a bad hire for one of my operations manager. Turned out to be a dud. So but I kept for quite a while because I needed someone to run a specific set of job scope for me, like during the time. Like one thing when you're in a business where you have 100 employees and a very big operations, when your hands are tight, sometimes when you make a hire, you see they cannot do something. You just do this thing for me lah. As long as you get this thing done, okay, at least some of my burden is off. I can focus on something else, and then I can. But it's also a bad thing because you are just burying the issue. So And for me, what one thing I did wrong is I didn't quickly go and interview for new stuff. I let it right out. So like it's really like you're paying really a waste of money lah, because they're supposed to do this much and then in the end they're doing this much only. Then pasal kesian, tak apalah, that will bikin ni dulu. But slowly you can.
So for the interview, you involved in the
No, the first round usually I will just sit in for the last 5-10 minutes to get the vibe, and then I'll get from my another staff. So, currently my brother is on board in the company, so I let him do the first round of interview most of the time because I'm out and about a lot. Today also I sit in for 3 jam ni, kirakan wah, I get to sit for quite a while. Usually I'm out and about. So even Ashura was like, sorry. I said it's okay. Dapat duduk, alhamdulillah. I was like, so yeah, so usually I get someone to do the first round of interviews, and then I will come in for the last 10-15 minutes to just shoot some question tajam-tajam. Then if tinkle me, I get the vibe, and then kalau malam solat, nanti ada okay, call again, want to talk. Then it'll be a longer interview. So yeah, I stop the Malik.
Bisa, let me answer your question on behalf of Izan also. When you go for HR, like for Jan, he have a big group of manpower, so maybe he needs to have an interview for his people to run his operation lah. But some of the business they don't have so much manpower, so you can use agency HR. There is such thing as agency HR where you can. This fellow, he's a HR, but he's handling, it's something like Faz, accountant, but he's have a lot of company. So you have HR that run a lot of company also. So you can look for this kind of HR also for your, so he can, it's like you still pay them a small amount, tak banyak. Kalau you ambil personal kan, you have to pay like so much money for their pay. So you can just like
yeah, I remembered this that time when I asked Zamuni ada ambil external HR.
Yeah.
All this while kan kita settle sendiri kan. So macam there's an agency yang can look into this. Okay, tu nanti ayah kita ni Mr. Faz.
You look for that. You ask coach dulu.
Okay, thank you.
If you don't need a HR, you can hire an administrative person, giving them a HR punya job scope, certain set of job scope that is HR related. So actually it's more of an administrative position. Then you give them, okay, so part of your job scope is, okay, you're supposed to check, do CPF, maybe go into IRAS. A lot of administrative stuff have experience in this.
I think that's yang currently we are doing. You know, like sekarang yang handle HR is my PA, which is dia dah 4 years, I dah nak masuk 5 years. Okay. But
so promote the position from PA tu.
Kita promote dah, but we have to be fair, you know, to consider a proper training and stuff lah.
Yeah. There is HR training that you can send. I think there is those CPF board. And
you can go to NTUC punya tempat.
NTUC, yeah, correct.
There's a HR training also, so you can say.
E2I, right? E2I pun ada.
Ambil grant. Jangan
yes, grant. Yes.
Awesome.
Kita dulu time kita belajar HR function semua tak ada kos ni semua tau. Kau pasal tak ada rambut, nampak? Belajar sendiri tarik gini macam
Tapi Umi steady lah. Dia tengok semua lari.
My mom just have to do the stare ni.
Your mom tengok all the staff berterabur lari. Ya, tu HR paling best kali.
Okay, since we a little bit overrun already, let's go to the last. But thank you so much, Mr. Rafsanjani, for your sharing and everybody for your questions and discussion. Okay, our last part today is on our Monsters Muhasabah moment. Today's special gila punya. Okay, let's give him a whole lot of soalan-soalan cepu mas. Okay, a little bit of introduction. Even some of you don't know Ahmad Shahid. Ahmad Shahid has been one of the key persons in MFP, especially ever since COVID-19 caused the borders to close. He has been holding the fort strongly with the other leaders, maintaining smooth operations and growth of MFP while their boss, Mr. Faz, is unable to be physically present. So Shahid will offer us an employee perspective, the expose, and his experience as a key personnel under the boss, Mr. Faz. Jom Shahid, come share.
Thank you Ashira, Masya Allah, dia punya intro tu macam melampau. Okay, Ken. So this is the kirakan the last punya sharing lah. You all heard from Mr. Gunalan, all right. You've heard from Mr. Rafsan. So heard from Dr. Malik, from Coach Faz as well. So last but not least will be from me, from an employee perspective. Employee perspective, I do not hold any shares. I do not hold any directors punya appointment in the company. Just a straight up employee. Right, so as an introduction, I've been in the company since 2019. Currently, I'm holding a position, or my designation is the executive administrator, and I'm also holding a management position in the company. And this year, inshallah, I'm actually 24 years old. Next year, 23. Okay.
Alright.
Okay. But before I go on a bit about myself, right, I got a video to show you all. All right. So, and then I will tell you why I'm showing this video. Right, this video was taken in 2019, February 2019. Okay. Let me know if there's sound.
Very soft, very soft.
Okay, so semua diam.
Today, I just want to introduce you to one of my our latest additions to the company. Okay, part-timer. Okay, his name is Shahid.
Video stuck ke I je yang nampak stuck?
Stuck sikit.
Is it?
Suara soft, tak dengar.
Oh, dia punya. Okay, let me try again. Is it better?
Update gadget.
Okay, is it boleh dengar tak?
Can you play it?
Hi, Assalamualaikum. This is Faz from MFP. Okay. So today, I just want to introduce you to one of my our latest additions to the company. Part-timer. Okay, his name is Shahid. Okay. This is Shahid.
Ini time baru-baru Masih greenhorn ni time
He has reconciled 8,617 lines. Right, Shahid? Yeah. Okay, so it's quite an amazing feat. But Alhamdulillah, he decided to stay fast and go all the way. And let's hear from him how he feels. Okay, like at first when I started the reconciling, wasn't easy lah. But then after a while, I get used to the what I'm supposed to do. Alhamdulillah, it gets easier and easier. But towards the end, okay, of course lah, there's some hiccups here and there. But Alhamdulillah, Mr. Faz was able to help me out. Okay lah, and we push to complete lah the 8,000 lines. So does it require mental fitness? Yeah. Before this, were you doing any accounts? No. Didn't do any accounts. My first time doing reconciling such a big number. Before this, were you using zero? No. So here you are. You heard from the guy himself.
Okay. So I know the audio is a bit bad and also the video a bit bad, but the gist of it is I wanted to show you my progression and growth in the company under good boss lah, I would say. Okay, I think from this video you all saw cara I berbual.
So shy.
Ya Allah, pemalu orang dia. Tapi masih pemalu juga. Yes. So malu-malu. Then after that beberapa macam mumbling and everything. Cannot make proper eye contact. Cannot maintain proper eye contact. Alright, I was a part-timer. I was only supposed to join the company for 1 month.
Malu-malu kucing dia.
Yes, saya. Malu-malu kucing.
Tapi mau.
Okay, so I was supposed to join the company for only a month, alright, due to a project in February 2019. Alright, so I didn't think much about macam staying in the company. Alright, but then because I was directly under Coach Faz during this 1 month kan, he actually saw something in me and decided to push and test me further lah. Alright, so for him, right, he was so ever present for me. Alright, he actually groomed me. He actually took time out of his busy schedule. He was busy back then. He's even busier now. Alright, he took time out of his schedule to actually really train me, to guide me, and then like really treat me like, although we are employee and boss relationship, only 1 month, but he still put in macam there's no confirmation of anything lah, but he still put in effort, and it's not only to me tau. I don't get special attention. Everybody also has the same thing, so he gives attention to all of his employees. Right, to make sure that things can get done, things are run properly, and then things don't screw up in that sense. So number one is what he did to me tau. All right, there's another thing I want to show you as well. So over the years, he continued doing this. All right, long story short, I was continuing in the company lah. All right, this was after the project. We were getting on board the stage to ambil gambar with Madam President. I was like, tak payahlah Mr. Faz, tak payah naik lah. I part timer aja. Say, no, you did the job, you go up. You go up, tak ada baju tak apa, go up together with me. I actually nak diri kat belakang pun, belakang Mr. Faz, sembunyi-sembunyi. Tapi no. He make sure, cause I did the job, he give me credit, pergi kat depan. So all those people kan, yang macam, even though macam, it feels insignificant, right? When you make them achieve, when you want to give them credit, right? Make them kat depan, don't care whether they are new ke tak new ke, give them credit, they will feel macam they are being appreciated lah. Right? Because employees kan, when you see employees, their aim kan, it's not macam to make the company grow tau. Right? Their aim is not the same as your aim. Your goal is to macam make the company grow, get more profits. Their aim tak. Their aim is to kerja, dapat gaji, cukup makan, balik, over the weekends, boleh enjoy. Itu je. But by you giving them recognition, by you giving them chances, opportunities, exposure kan, they'll feel macam more indebted. Alright, they will want to macam balaskan jasa lah in that sense. So this is me. I think muka cute, masih cute lagi. This is about 1 month, 2 months after joining the company. Alright, baju pun tak ada. After that, about I think a few months later, I was awarded this award. Alright, during our strategy day, 2019, we had a strategy day. I was given this award for most motivated and positive employee in the company. Alright, because he felt that I actually was deserving of this award, so he gave me this. I also didn't expect he gave me this. So macam it keeps on building lah. With all this recognition, all of this exposure, I started to grow as a person. Macam the person you see in the video kan, malu-malu, berbual pun tak betul sikit, eye contact tak ada, slowly start to be more confident in myself. A bit of exposure kan, I tak pernah kerja in a corporate setting. Last time, my working experience, actually I kerja kilang tau. I kerja kilang, I kerja F&B, I kerja jualan, kerja gerai. Alright, I actually joined MFP pun, it's a 1 month contract, just try je. Okay. Tapi alhamdulillah, he actually saw something in me. Alright, he actually groomed me and actually trained me to be who I am today lah. Right now, speaking to all of you in that sense. Okay, he also brought me overseas for a business venture. This was in Dubai. I think you all kenal, this is Syed Afiq, this is Mr. Razali. Alright, this is Mr. Razali's punya cousin, I think. Yeah, this was we were in Dubai for a water expo. Alright, this was a business venture we did back then. This belum COVID lah.
I remember this time. Exciting days.
Yes. Alright, and the best part which I didn't really expect was this one. He brought me to Umrah. This one was really I didn't expect, and I didn't know. And he surprised me only weeks before the punya flight. The flight was already booked because we were going to Dubai for the business venture. The business venture, he already planned all of this with the other management people. And he only announced I think a few weeks just before nak berangkat. Back then visa pun dah apply, semua dah apply, tinggal pergi je. When he told me, ihram pun tak ada. Dia punya apa tu nama, dia punya tali pinggang hijau yang Kajar punya belt pun tak ada. Pergi beli, pergi sebut, tanya semua orang, mana dapat ihram semua macam. Yeah, I didn't expect. Macam he rewarded me this lah. Macam I still feel macam this is like, masya-Allah, this is like next level lah. Yeah, so macam not only that kan, my friends semua they came down tau. The day we flew off, all my friends came down to support me and things like that, because they actually see that I actually grow as a person. Last time I was rabak, I would say, but then now when they see me like this, and macam the way I speak to them is different. So they came down to support. Then Mr. Faz is here. Okay, a bit unglam lah. Ni nak naik flight ni pasal naik comfortable sikit. So this was us back in 2019. Last but not least, 2019 juga before COVID, he actually awarded me with a silver star to commemorate my efforts to the company lah. Alright, so all these pictures I'm showing kan, it's actually a lot of commendation tau. Macam giving recognition to your staff. Because sometimes kan, I actually hold on to this thing yang Mr. Rasman pernah cakap. Apa? Celebrate the small wins. Betul tak? Celebrate the small wins. Because sometimes kan, when the staff don't know that it's a small win, they don't feel motivated. They don't realize that it's actually something. When you do that, they're like, actually, it's a win, so we should celebrate this. Maybe kecil-kecil lah, maybe just now was the video Mr. Faz did for me. Sometimes maybe belanja makan. Or maybe just comment, maybe announce to the company, today ni so and so, this and so. Alright, just give them exposure, give them commendation in front of everybody, make them feel good. And then they'll feel macam more so-called attached to the company lah, I would say. All right. And instead of all, what I mentioned Mr. Faz also, what he does is he treats everyone the same lah. Kalau he gives you special attention, he gives everybody special attention. Right? He come masuk office kan, he will lambai semua orang, he will salam yang lelaki, he will salam, and everything like that. So macam he treat like what Mr. Gunalan said, treat them as a family. Alright, so you build this connection with them. So you don't really hardkan macam restrict as a boss and employee tau. Macam I boss, I perintah you buat kerja, you kena dengar. Alright, you have to macam give and take. Alright, be a relationship, you can be friendly, but must know where to draw the line lah. Okay. Last but not least, which until now I teach my team members now is, if someone makes a mistake kan, don't change your perception of the person because of that mistake. Terus terang I cakap, under him berapa banyak mistake I done already. Macam-macam blunder I buat. Kena marah pun banyak. Tapi never once did he change my perception of me. He still saw me as the person I am and didn't change my my image lah because of that one small blemish. Alright, it's very difficult to do. Imagine someone you dah kerja dah lama, tiba-tiba make a very big mistake. Confirm kena maki hamun semua, habis tak berbual terus, dah kena pecat. But him no. You stop at the mistake, we learn from there, we improve and we carry on, and then all your credit last time you still remain, because it was just a small stumbling block. Don't let that one stumbling block affect your perception of the employee lah. So it actually really helps. And that me, because I know that he still trusts in me, still believe in me, I want to do better. So from there, right, instead of being even more demoralized kan, normally dah kena marah, become more demoralized. For me now, I become even more motivated to do better and actually overcome this stumbling block lah. Alright, so this is just a very short punya sharing, sebab ni pun dah time dah cukup dah. Alright, dah penat dah. Okay, so I'm not sure if anyone have any questions, but if you have, tak ada actually.
Anybody has any questions?
Let's shoot him with questions.
I got one question.
Yes.
Dulu malu, sekarang apa?
Sekarang tak tahu malu. Itu je.
More confident lah kan.
Yeah. Basically, naturally pun I'm still a shy person. I'm classified as an introvert. Tetapi macam with all this training kan and all this exposure kan, I was able to macam overcome this and macam be able to macam talk Zoom in front of everybody. Dulu mana boleh. So this is what happens lah. Macam I was given proper guidance and proper mentorship.
But Shahid, just one question. If you make happens, terjadi macam kesalahan, pernah tak Faz marah in the anger punya kemarahan dia tu macam nampak?
Nampak macam betul-betul muka merah, pekik-pekik semua tak, belum lagi. Reason why? Because coach dah cool down. Dulu he was the very I dengarlah cerita. Dengar cerita daripada senior otai-otai lama. Alright. He was very panas badan. Tetapi macam after a while started to be more level headed, and then he was able to make better business decisions. So bila marah pun dia marah pun control. This is something not easy to do. But it can prove to be effective lah, I would say. Boleh abang Azhar? Apa dia Madam Aisyah?
Coach have gone soft. See like jelly, he's soft.
No, he's not soft.
Aku dah lama tak kena marah.
Nak Aisyah jom.
Marah Aisyah.
Okay, kalau anything tak? Alamak, dah malu pula. Ni dah on spotlight on me.
I actually have one question for Mr. Faz. From listening to Shahid's perspective and how he went through from the beginning until where he is now, did all those that you mentioned about periodically checking and all the things that is mentioned today was already set for him before or during the interview with him, is it?
Not at the interview stage. So pernah I think somebody pernah tanya, I think Madam Hanya kan pernah tanya I benda ni, I pernah jawab dia Pernah jawab dia macam gini tau. Dia is like this tau. You know, when you are walking in a very dark place, okay, say you're walking on the road, tapi it's pitch black, okay, and then you have one lampu slow in your hand, normal lampu slow lah, not the powerful extreme one. You point at the ground, it will show you maybe only 10 meters je, betul? And that 10 meters juga you akan jalan lagi, you akan jalan. Okay, you tak boleh expect to have that 1 kilometer punya powerful punya lampu for you to on and show you 1 km. But you ada 10 meter pun cukup. Even you ada 5 meter punya illumination pun cukup. Importantly, you boleh bergerak. As you go forward, as you nampak, things will unfold. Then you project further. That's the best that you can do. So sama juga macam orang yang who are with us pun. You tak boleh expect dia, you jumpa dia je, you terus imagine 10 years time macam mana apa semua. Tak boleh pun. Tapi you have to make it along the way. Right? And all of this is because of confidence. As you jalan that 10 meters with the lampu yang sikit yang you ada pun. As you jejak, you become more confident of the terrain, right? If you have 100 meters smooth terrain, you also can imagine the next maybe 50 meters or maybe 10 meters will be also okay lah, insyaAllah. Betul lah? It's something like that. So maknanya you kena go along the way. Yeah. So to be frank, kalau you ask me where I imagine Shahid to be or like how far he can go, to be frank, memang like there's a lot more potential to unlock lah, insyaAllah. And there's a lot more places to you know, for him to actually reach lah, insyaAllah. Yeah. But it's good lah. So maknanya there's always a plan. That is your job actually. Kan, to plan your best for your people lah. Betul lah. Kalau you tak make the plan for them, then diorang pun will lose, they will lose, you know, that confidence and that heart lah. Yeah. Boleh Ashura?
Boleh. Okay, before we go to the closing, anybody has any last say?
I got something.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Silakan.
1 minute je. I think somehow the bosses here, you all must be thinking, macam mana ya aku nak dapat duit untuk belanja aku punya staff pergi makan. Macam mana aku nak buat duit staff aku nak pergi overseas or pergi cruise semua. This is all you can ask Faz whether it's taxable or not. You can save on this part. Because certain time, I always believe in this. Daripada you kasih duit pada government, take that money, give to your staff. Then you get. So you do that calculation, certain things you can benefit your staff, do it. Yeah, that's why so if let's say you want to go, want to do a staff retreat, there is certain thing you can get, you can do. Because you guys are all private limited and you all can do it. Yeah, that's how, rather than you pay tax extra, might as well you take tax lesser and you give that money to the staff and do it. And they're more happy to work for you.
And Malik cakap private limited kan. So that's the reason why I mentioned kalau you dah hit a certain amount, say 30,000 of revenue per month, you can already shift to private limited. I tak pernah paksa orang or push people to do this, but I'm just saying when you convert at the right time, you can actually get a better bang for your buck. You can save a lot more on taxes. There's many magical things that I can do for you if you are ready. Itu je. So and of course ni bukan hari ni jadi private limited terus besok you dah jadi champion, tak. It takes some years to build, but it's very worth it. That's what I can say. So one of the persons who I think this year 2021 did a lot. Sorry, not one. I think there's a few, but I wanted to highlight, other than Madam Murni, who has acquired properties and everything and all that under company. Another person I wanted to highlight is also Shanan actually. And thanks for being here today, bro. Right? I think this year he's done a lot of amazing things in the company, and which for me I'm happy because not because not just to be proud of him. I'm always proud of him, but the point is now I know what I can do for him more next year. You faham tak? Kalau this year dia dah capai certain things, dah sampai certain level, next year I thought I boleh unlock lagi benda tu dia. That is where for me is exciting. So macam even example macam Dr. Malik pun sama. You know, so example for Dr. Malik, sekarang when he's at this level, next year okay Malik, next year kita buat certain other thing. Benda-benda yang merepek yang tak pernah orang think kita akan buat. Then he'll think, alamak, save lagi duit, you know. So that is what kita boleh buat. Sama macam Aisyah, I'm pushing also to go and buy certain things, to go and do certain things. I tak boleh cakap lah Aisyah, but you also know, I also know. So these kind of things lah. Tapi the excitement build up bila kita dah unlock. Kita dah unlock satu level, baru kita boleh go to the next level. Kita dah unlock, kita go next level. Unlock, go next level. So kalau kita start, please try to settle whatever benda yang ada go through dengan you. Yang kena buat dulu cepat-cepat, insyaAllah. Kalau susah and it takes a bit longer, sabar. Don't lose heart, focus and push. InsyaAllah. Kalau susah pun tak apa. Just make sure you try your best to do it. Okay? Once it's done, it's settled, next year, then you go to the next level. Next level, then you can do another thing. The next level, go another thing. Next level, go another thing. Because the roadmap sebenarnya jauh. Roadmap dia jauh. Sampai kita rasa macam, dah cukup lah. This is really dah, oh my God, what else can I do? Actually, lagi banyak kita buat. And you know what? Yang paling takut sekali for me, menakutkan for me siapa tahu? Alhamdulillah Allah Ta'ala masih kasih I the rezeki and the chance to meet with interesting people lagi interesting. Then I realised, alamak, I dah jumpa dia ni. Now I can help all these people, my friends and all of you in MOTD to unlock the next level lagi yang I tak imagine ada. Like for example, semalam I just contacted this one lady who's senior VP in Standard Chartered for priority banking. Then she told me, Faz, next time you want to do this one, I can do this for all your clients. Macam, alamak, bestnya, oh my God. You know, so I'm like, wow, yeah. So it's true, when you actually have money, you actually have, you know, all these successes in your business, sebenarnya ada banyak lagi benda you boleh buat. You know, and lagi banyak benda you boleh buat, you can get a lot more benefits, insyaAllah. Jangan takut bayar tax, jangan takut hire people, jangan takut make mistakes, kena berani sikit, tapi you must focus on, at the end of the day, doing what you're supposed to do. Jangan pergi buat benda-benda yang repeat. You know, yeah. So kita focus on our responsibilities. Right.
Okay, Ken. Thank you so much, Mr. Faz. Okay, with that, Shahid, let's close the session. It's already 6 o'clock.
Dah share, kita pun kena close juga. Okay. Announcements. Alright. Okay. So basically, basic group 1-to-1 sessions for December. Alright. So it's a bit special for December. We won't do individual 1-to-1 sessions. It will actually be in groups. This will be on industry based. So if you can see, there is actually 5 sectors down here: education, retail, food products, F&B/restaurants, and professional services. I think Ashura has already reached out to each and every one of you to let you know what are your respective designations, and these are the dates and times accordingly. So for this month, tak ada 1-to-1 session private punya, is a group 1-to-1 sessions. This will highlight, also go through the strategy for the coming year lah per industry. Okay, Ken? Ada any questions tak? Because I understand Ashura, there was quite a bit of questions. Kalau tak ada, okay, I move on. Next one, for January, will be our Into the Abyss segment. Alright, so it'll be a quarterly thing. So we will start January 2022 with the Into the Abyss segment, will be for our current monsters. Alright, it will be a closed door event where we will share on your sales, your profit, your challenges, and of course, your success. All right, we'll give credit to everyone. More details will be released nearer to the date. All right. So these are the dates for 2022. We have been releasing them. So block your calendars. We have the dates planned out for the full year. All right, from January all the way to 2022. Please block the dates so that you can come for the sessions accordingly. Okay, Moses buy data. Wah, banyak kali cakap ni. Okay, so there's still some of you yang masih belum kasih. We will contact you directly to get your biodata, and then this will actually help you. This will assist with your introduction to your mobsters and also other referrals for us to help to assist in the referral workflow, so that the person who's going to help you actually understands your business accordingly lah.
Say something. For this biodata, please get it done before our upcoming group sessions yang in the different sectors too, because you will need it on that day. Okay, kalau tak fill up on that day, nanti macam loss, janganlah marah, nanti you tak dapat the best experience. Okay, please get it up and done. Okay, I want to make sure that you get the best experience that day.
Okay, MOTD merchandise, currently we have 2. Our hoodie and our t-shirt. There also be inquiries. Ada benda lain tak, Syahid? Kita nak beli lah. Yes, there are plans to have other things in our merchandise. Usually in the works, we're actually testing out quite a bit of merchandises. Tapi these are the ones yang we already have and we feel is good. soon to come, inshallah 2022, we'll release more merch. All right, next slide. For those of you not take on grants for any accounting, for any accounting services, you can come to me. InsyaAllah, you can claim up to 80%. This 80% pun tak lama lagi, dia akan turun to 70%. If you want to know more about it, you can come to me lah. Alright, so as I mentioned, one-to-one coaching will be a joint session for this month. Alright, so the dates have been announced earlier. If you didn't manage to get a screenshot, you can always check with Ashura, Mira, or myself. Alright, please prepare your questions and updates for these special one-to-one sessions. And also, if you haven't done your biodata, alright, please submit to Ashura accordingly, and we will get it done for you. Assignments tetap ada. Doesn't mean tak ada one-to-one. Assignment tetap ada. Still have to do. Still have to submit. Alright, Ashura will prompt you accordingly. And the next session will be on the 13th January 2022. Alright, registration for January will be open on 1st January 2022. Alright, also desas-desus ada physical sessions kan. We actually sent out a jot form doing interest check with regards to a few dates on a physical session. Yes, it's actually being looked at, and we'll be releasing the details very soon, inshallah also. Alright, so stay tuned. Okay, for those of you who haven't followed us, this is our Instagram code for our IG. There will be some changes to our MOTD IG page. All right, look out for the exciting changes soon. 2022 kan? Might as well lah kita change. Isa screenshot nampak? Tak scan Isa. Okay, next one. All right, okay, we have almarhum Muhammad bin Hassan. All right, he's the husband of our dear Madam Zuhaira, our one of our senior monsters in this program. All right, he was also a very great pillar lah of support to Madam Zu. All right, kita hadiahkan Fatihah kepada ni almarhum Muhammad bin Hassan. Semoga diampunkan segala dosa-dosa beliau, diterima segala amal ibadah beliau, dan dinaikkan derajat beliau di sisi Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Al-Haziniya Al-Fatihah. Okay, also kepada, I think recently Madam Farizan from Bot Simanja also her dad recently passed. Okay, kita pun lah hadiahkan Fatihah kepada beliau, iaitu almarhum Ustaz Muhammad Ali bin Sarbini. Alright, juga semoga diampun segala dosa-dosa beliau, diterima segala amal ibadah beliau, dan dinaikkan derajat beliau di sisi Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Naziniya Al-Fatihah. Auzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin arrahmanir rahim maliki iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in ihdinas siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim. Right. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma fa'na bima 'allamtana. Sorry. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma anfa'na bima 'allamtana wa 'allimna alladhi yanfa'una. Rabbi zidna 'ilman nafi'an wa waffiqna 'amalan maqbula. Allahumma hdina bihuda waj'alna mimman yusari'u fi ridha wa la tuwallina waliyan siwa. ولا تجعلنا ممن خالف أمرك وعصى وحسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل ونعم المولى ونعم النصير ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. تقبل الله منكم. Thank you so much everybody. Minta maaf tadi sedak. Minta maaf.